Terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's a reason that potato chips don't come in a clear bag.
There's only 8 chips in this bag.
That's why. It's only about 2/3 full. The rest is air. It's a lot like opening up your 401k at retirement. You get about 2/3 of it, and the rest goes to Uncle Sam. Jim Cipriotti at the Retire Ready Financial Group can help. His tax mapping process can help forecast what your tax bill will be in the future, and that way you can build a strategy now to potentially decrease your tax bill in retirement. In other words, more for you and less for Uncle Sam. Call today for your complimentary retirement tax mapping report, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415, or find them online at retirereadyfg.com. And get Uncle Sam's greedy hands out of your retirement.
Hey, you've had enough.
With a complimentary tax mapping report from Jim Cipriotti. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzz warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Woohoo! Another girls' night out.
I'm so stressed from shopping, I couldn't find anything.
Have you tried shopping jewelry television, JTV?
I don't know. Everyone in my family is so different.
JTV has thousands of jewelry styles, artisan, diamonds, pearls, colored gemstones, watches, even gift sets. I shop on TV and online.
New JTV customers save up to $40 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Now, can you relax?
Yes. Another round?
Yes.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, the voice of the people.
What a day to celebrate. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I have a New Year's morning hangover I haven't had since college.
What you guys have done over there in this election is unbelievable. Having Presler on all the time, having Laura Trump on, having Linda Kearns on, that stuff goes a long way.
From South Jersey to Delco, from Bucks to Montco, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, we are the voice of the people. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT. On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, everyone, we are here at the Knack. Where is Diane Marseglia? Welcome into the Dom Giordano Show. All right, there's not enough Trump regalia. How many people are wearing something Eagles? Let's hear a little applause for that. All right, how many people have Trump stuff on? Oh, I know we have to get some more Trump stuff in here. All right, I don't know as a fact. I know that Scott Presler is here, and so is Jim Worthington. He owns all this. I don't know who they're talking to. We'll find out in a moment. I mean, preempting the Dom Giordano Show. That is unheard of. These are our big guests to start off the show today, so they should be here any minute. But thanks to everyone for coming out. Hopefully you get food, beverages over here. Thanks to Jim Worthington for that. And we have a jam-packed crowd today coming our way here. Thank you so much, Bucks County. All roads led through Bucks County. So if you're here today, particularly from Bucks County, we recognize exactly what has happened here. McDonald's in Bucks County over in Feasterville. It's now become a tourist attraction. The Knack. This place held more political rallies than the Republican National Convention. We're right in, I don't know how many people were here this time around. Bucks County, we saw the slowdown. How many voted by mail-in ballot here in Bucks County and stood in line for how many 5 hours? How many 6 hours? 7, 8 hours they made people stand in line. If that's not voter suppression, what is? In addition to that, of course, the grand finale, Diane Marseglia, the immortal words, I know what I'm doing. You're not going to send me to jail. We're going to talk with the new Attorney General at 2:30 today, Dave Sunday, one of the few interviews he's done. I'm going to ask him when he takes office, is this a case that you would look at? What Marseglia did went international. It deserved to. She has to be punished in some way, shape, or form. We're not going to wait to 2027 to see that happen. So, again, today we celebrate all that's happened, and we look forward to what will be happening in the near future. Scott Presler, as you probably know, is going to come to New Jersey, governor's race. Boy, I wish it were Phil Murphy. I know they'll put up some Phil Murphy. Nobody has a hair like Phil Murphy has. I mean, come on, I envy that guy's hair. Miss Kim does his hair, allegedly. Takes her a long time to do it. And Presler, who is here today, is also going to move into the Supreme Court races. We'll hear from Linda Kearns today, who was the defensive coordinator, voter integrity, which was tremendously important, particularly, as you know, I'm from Philadelphia. Voter integrity is a word not often heard in Philadelphia. And a whole bunch of other people will be coming our way. So without further ado, Jim Worthington is here. Come on up. And Scott Presler is coming in. Here's Jim Worthington, our host today from the Knack. That better have been President Trump on the line to hold up this show here, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Kirk will help you with the headset. And in the back, is that Scott Presler, or could that be a Scott Presler lookalike? We should have a Presler lookalike contest. The one and only Scott Presler here, everyone. All right, so Jim and Scott are I don't know, we have a microphone over there, Tommy? Yep, okay. Is that fine? Yeah, okay. You want to set them up, Kirk? We have our defensive coordinators. These are the offensive coordinators. Jim, the biggest fundraiser for the president in the country, bar none. And Scott Presler, the biggest voter registration person in the universe, and particularly the rock star of the Amish. The Wall Street Journal runs a piece. This America want the GOP counts an unlikely voting bloc, the Amish. And Scott Presler right here was the one that unlocked that voting bloc. It's almost hard to believe, to think of how many turned out in this election cycle, and they were not voting for, I have to get the horse and buggy and go vote for Kamala Harris. That wasn't happening. I wonder how many Amish voted for the Democrats this time around. Kind of unlikely. So, guys, thank you for coming here. And, Jim, thank you. Thanks for hosting this.
My pleasure. Looks like a nice crowd out here, Dom.
Yes. Again, they all look like they've worked out.
Show your membership cards now. Show me.
Dan Borowski, you hear his joke about, is going to do a push-up today, Jim. One. Now, he has a green suit on, I believe. So if you see a 6'8" guy in a green suit coming in, that's Dan. He should be here momentarily. He's coming from Dawn Show. So, Jim, take us back. When's the first time that you decided to be involved with President Trump in a campaign? Was it in 2016?
Yeah, it was early, probably January, February 2016 when, in fact, I'm looking at my buddy Matt Boline, his dad over there, Jim Boline. We were advocating for a bill called the Right to Try. And the Right to Try was a bill that allowed terminally ill Americans the right to try phase 1 drugs that they weren't allowed to. And historically, they were made forced to go to foreign countries like Mexico or Israel or whatever. Your doctor says, hey, you're dying and you have 90 days to live. You had no recourse other than just go home and die. But in other countries, you could access these experimental drugs that would allow you to prolong or save your life. So Matt, who's a big buddy of mine that has ALS, I had a conversation in my office about, what did you want to do? Do you want me to send you to Mexico, China? Well, I want you to live. So there's a bill called the Right to Try that if we could get it passed in the House and the Senate and get it signed by the president, I could take these drugs here. I didn't know any better. I said, well, let's just do that. It sounded easy. We had no clue. Well, that's what we did. And what happened, we got on the Trump train early. We made it clear that if he wanted to come here to my facility next door and host a rally, we would host him, with the condition that we get 20 minutes to speak to him about the right to try bill. So the week before the election in 2016, they called me on a Wednesday night and said, hey, we'd like to use your club on Friday. I said, sure, under the condition we got to meet with candidate Trump. So Matt, myself, and Linda Mitchell, who's sitting somewhere here, got to meet him before the rally, which was historic for Bucks County. By the way, the whole time we were working to get him elected. My group, People for Trump, thousands of volunteers were working in Bucks County to try to get him elected. We met with him, we spoke to him about it, and I'll never forget. We got to the end of the conversation, and he was he's a great listener. And we got to the end of the conversation, and Matt, who was in the wheelchair at the time with ALS, looked up to him, and it was we're getting to the end, and it was a little bit awkward. He didn't know what to say because you didn't want it to end, but you knew we were getting to the end. And he looked up and he said, Mr. President, this will poll well. In other words, you're going to get votes for it. I'll never forget. The president is this big, hulking guy, stands up and points down at Matt and says, I don't care, give a damn, Matt, how it polls. It's right for America. And I knew then that he was my guy. So anyway, the next day he goes to Gettysburg. In his 100-day speech, he says one of the things he'll do, first 100 days in office, he'll do pass the right to try. Well, he got elected. It took more than 100 days. It was 2 years later on May 31st, 2018 in Washington. He signed the right to try bill into law, and Matt's Bellina and Jim Bellina's son's names on that bill. It's
Absolutely.
the Matt Bellina right to try bill.
Jim, I remember we honor you at the Feast of the Seven Fishes because of that. It's Trump, but it's also how persuasive you are. And you were persuasive enough to get this guy with a McDonald's over in Feasterville to have all hell unleashed down on. Was Linda Mitchell in that there too?
She was Taylor
Were they in
Kelly.
the back room working? Did Scott Presler make a phone call to the guy? That would have been enough.
Taylor Kelly was big on that one, too.
Taylor Kelly, right.
Yeah, that was probably as hard as the right to try because the day or two before he got cold feet and he wanted to bail. But we didn't let him. We just said, look, you got to hang tight and it's the right thing to do, and we'll make it work for you. And then you and I had a little little fundraiser down there. But it was a great event. By the way, Google, the most hits ever on a Google event was the McDonald's event.
Wow.
It was an incredible event.
Now, Scott, your first time allying with Trump, and I wanted to link it to something here, the right to try, the Amish, the raw milk raids, that type of stuff. Not only were your eye on the Amish, but you got what veteran talk show hosts like me and others would say, you know what, the raw milk thing, you had it months before. Who cares about raw milk in the middle of Lancaster County? But you saw it as a rallying cry, and the Amish came out en masse on Election Day or during that period.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I mean, we've been focusing on the Amish for a long time, and really some things that we were focused on demographic groups, like 30% of Christians are not registered to vote.
Right.
Well, that's a part of the Amish community. They are Christian. They are Anabaptist. And then it just tied in beautifully because you had RFK Jr. support the president, and he's all about making America healthy again. Mm-hmm. And it ties to property rights and land rights. And ultimately, we should be able to have the autonomy to choose what we consume and not having the government tell us what we can and cannot do. And so, I'm this 6'5", long-haired guy to my waist, and I'm wearing my cowboy boots, and I'm just visiting farm to sawmill to restaurant. I mean, I even milked a cow by hand for the first time in Mifflin County, Pennsylvania. And it was just about showing up and saying to this community, why don't you vote? School choice is under attack. Raw milk is under attack. Farming is under attack. Every aspect of your life is under attack. Why aren't you coming out to be the difference maker?
Right.
And it was really cool to see that every single Amish county in Pennsylvania, from Lawrence to Crawford to Lancaster to Armstrong to Indiana to Mifflin to Juniata to Huntington, every single county had more votes for Donald Trump in 2024 than in 2020. And so I think the Amish did deliver this year.
Well, Scott Presler did. All right, we're going to have more with Jim and Scott and you here at the Knack. Come on in. We have plenty of food, beverages. Thanks to Jim. Come to the main entrance here, and you will see an unbelievable number of people this time of day working out. How many members here at the Knack?
13,000.
Oh, wow. My God. All right, there. And they seem to be type A fitness people, a lot of these people.
There's all types here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's a great community of people, and everybody's welcome. That's one thing. Politics does not play
exactly
in the Knack at all. It's all about getting healthy and getting better. So we're
all right.
blessed.
We'll have more here from the Knack. Please come out. We'll find seating for you. Maybe, I don't know, these are reserved here, but we'll see if we can make an exception for people coming by. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, the voice of the people.
First thing I want to say is a shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
You guys make my morning every morning. I voted Trump, my whole family. I obligate my whole family to vote Trump. I am so excited. Like, tears are coming out of my eyes. Like, it's a real thing. I love America. I love this country.
From South Jersey to Delco, from Bucks to Montco, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. We are the voice of the people. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Hey, it's Rich Ziola. You know, I'm traveling a lot these days, right? New York and D.C., and I'm all over the place. And whenever I'm on Wi-Fi, I always use my DuckDuckGo VPN. Even when I'm home, I use the VPN because I know my data is encrypted. I do not want my internet provider knowing where I am on the internet. I don't want somebody stealing my data at a coffee shop or on the train or when I'm using a public Wi-Fi. That's why the DuckDuckGo VPN is the absolute best in the business. Listen, you hear about VPNs all the time. This one's from DuckDuckGo, the leader in online privacy protection and a local company. It's been doing this for years, helping millions of people. But that's not all you get with Privacy Pro. You also get personal information removal to make sure all your personal data is gone and identity theft restoration. All three of those services to arm you up and protect you online for only $10 a month. And if you sign up today at DuckDuckGo.com/1210, you get a 7-day free trial. So do it today. DuckDuckGo.com/1210.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Just like our offensive line protects our star quarterback, plumbers protect the health of the nation, and Philadelphia Plumbers Union Local 690 is no different. In hospitals, commercial, industrial, and residential, with the best trained plumbers in the world, you can be sure your project is done on time and on budget, no matter how big or small. So when your business needs to build new or expand existing facilities, you can count on the members of Plumbers Union Local 690. Visit plumbers690.org.
I'm Jalen Hurst here for Window Nation. If you're a fan of saving money, listen up.
Right now at Window Nation, save 50% on all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 years. Hurry, sale ends November 30th. Call Window Nation today to schedule your fast, free, in-home estimate or visit windownation.com.
Don't pay more than you have to for new windows. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
Free speech lives here. With Dom Giordano, weekdays noon till 3 on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
All right, we are at the Knack, everyone, here, the Dom Giordano Show with Scott Presler, Jim Worthington, the offensive coordinators. One, voter registration, the other, the money, and the groundwork here in Bucks County. So, Scott, looking forward now, I ask you, this is a show that looks back but also looks forward. I'm always heartened, Jim, when I see a number of potential young Republicans coming in here, too. We're seeing some of that. So, Scott, looking forward, you are going to be engaged in a multitude of things. You're much in demand, but your goal is New Jersey right now, which that and Virginia are the only two big elections of consequence coming up. So what are you going to be doing in New Jersey?
Well, it's a lot more than just New Jersey. I think we do have New Jersey in the house today here at the Newtown Athletic Club. And so New Jersey was a state that in 2020, I think Biden won it by double digits. President Trump only narrowly lost New Jersey by like 5 percentage points. That is absolutely insane. And it shows you that even places like New York, New Jersey, they're swinging to the right. And so we have an opportunity to flip the Commonwealth, to keep the Commonwealth of Virginia and keep that governor seat, and then New Jersey to flip it. But I want people to understand, at earlyvoteaction.com, that's my organization, we're renewing contracts this next week. We're going to hire again and continue to focus on Pennsylvania. We have Supreme Court races in 2025.
Exactly. 3 of them, right?
That we need to vote no to. These are the people that empowered Governor Wolf to shut down the Commonwealth during COVID. Every single one of these Democrat justices, we must say no to next November. And if we play our cards right, we can have 3 special elections in 2027 and have a Republican Pennsylvania Supreme Court going into 2028. That is the ultimate goal.
Now, these two guys up here, I think both are, it's hard to tell which one's more driven to make Pennsylvania a red state. None of this swing state stuff. For talk radio, I'll go on record. You two guys, calm down. For talk radio, we need Pennsylvania to be a swing state. We'll pull it through in the end. Don't mess with this. Come on now. That's why talk radio is so apparent. In what universe could it be a red state, on paper, a red state?
Dom, I think it's easy. I mean, if Scott and the other people that are working on this voter registration, particularly his group, continue to do the work they do, I have no doubt that they'll close that 285,000 margin of more Democrats than Republicans down to where we're equal or ahead. And then, of course, I think the vote by mail is so essential. I mean, we got it down from 4-1 in 2020, down 4 Democrats vote by mail versus 1 early voting, down below 2-1. And, that was the secret in Florida. Once they turned it around where they were equal on early voting or ahead, that's why Florida's not in the swing state category anymore. I think that's just a matter of us putting the time and effort in and getting it done. And I think if we close that gap, particularly for 2026, because I think it's really important that we show Josh Shapiro that he doesn't have a cakewalk in 2026. And I know he's thinking about being the candidate for president in 2028. We could stop that in its tracks in 2026 if people like Scott do his job and we do our job, which is to vote by mail. So he's obviously great at what he does, and I think there's a lot of other groups in the state that are doing good things. I think that's the goal, and I think we can meet it.
Scott Presler with us, Jim Worthington here on Talk Radio 1210. So, Scott, the composure, you've been called Patrick Henry when you were over at the courthouse a little while ago. And I noticed the more formal, you put the hair behind you, right? That's the formal look when there's going to be trouble. Here with Diane Marseglia. You're the only one that got Marseglia to respond saying, bring it on. How did it feel at that moment?
Well, the only reason why my locks weren't down is because it was hotter than heck in that room. Okay. That's why the hair was up. No, so to give context to anybody that doesn't know, the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania ruled that misdated and undated ballots couldn't be counted in this election. Now, Senator McCormick, Senator-elect Dave McCormick, who defeated Bob Casey. That's right. Let's go. These Democrat counties, Montgomery, Philly, Delaware, Chester, Bucks. Well, Bucks is now red, but controlled by county commissioners that are Democrat. And that's Marsiglia and that's Harvey. Those are the two Democrats. They were trying to count illegal ballots, even though the Supreme Court already ruled against it. And that's why I want to thank every single person that did show up to that Board of Elections meeting. There were hundreds of people. That has never been done before. Thank you guys to every. Jim Worthington was right next to me at that Board of Elections meeting. And I spoke and I said to her face, as she was sitting up there, I said, peacefully, because I want to make sure people know that we are very peaceful, we are kind, we are loving, we're cute. And I said, Commissioner, we are coming for your seat if you do not resign in 2027. Every county commissioner in the entire Commonwealth is going to be up for election in 2027. And so I need your vote in 2025. I need your vote in 2026 for the gubernatorial. I need your vote in 2027 for the county commissioners. You must make a plan, everyone, to vote every single year in Pennsylvania. If you want Trump to be successful, you support him at the local level in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, please.
And Scott, to that point, even if they stay in office, when they see in Jersey Trump do that well, they're chilled a bit. We see signs of it all over the place. They're not as willing to be out there going wild. We see some of the smarter Democrats pull back a bit.
Well, and in Luzerne County, this is a county that ran out of paper on Election Day in 2022. And so part of the work that we did at Early Vote Action is we sent letters to every single Board of Election and said, how are you going to make sure? Is there a backup generator in case the power goes out? Do you have backup provisional ballots? Do you have backup paper? What are you doing to make sure that no problems go wrong on Election Day? And so I've spoken, as I did in Board of Elections in Bucks County, to 3 of the Luzerne County BOEs. And I think in part, the best deterrent is shining a light and letting these people know that we have eyes and ears everywhere across the Commonwealth. And that's why I will be returning on December 18th to the Luzerne County Board of Elections to have a victory lap in front of that BOE as well. But you must continue to show up at every single opportunity.
Scott, talk about some of these godforsaken places to me. You don't say that, because we're sitting here in Bucks County, Philadelphia. Some of these counties, you mentioned Mifflin County. You seem to really like Pike County for some reason.
I love Pike County.
Yet mining those voters there, getting those people registered and doing it, those numbers at the end all add up, including we have people coming on today who did it in Philadelphia, kept the number down. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so here's kind of the roadmap for how we all together won Pennsylvania. You always hear out of Allegheny County, which is Pittsburgh, they say you need 40% of Allegheny. This year, I think Trump won like 39.6%. And it was a lot of our beautiful union workers that came over and voted for Donald Trump, even as Democrats. And then you hear 20% of Philadelphia wins the White House as well. I do believe Trump won 20% of Philadelphia this year. And the number one thing that I hear, and people like Jim hear as well, especially coming from these collar counties, is they go, oh, Scott, you can't possibly win Pennsylvania. Philly and Pittsburgh control everything, and Scranton and Erie. I want to make it clear. It is the people in Venango and Crawford and Bradford and Patter and Schuylkill and Pike and Wayne and Susquehanna and Clarion and Mifflin. It was all of the red rural counties that nobody talks about that we had sky-high turnout this year, even over 2020. It was red rural Pennsylvania that really helped win this election. And to give credit to Jim, to give credit to every single Bucks County Republican, you guys, by 300 votes for the first time since 1988, Bucks County voted for a Republican president. You guys did that. Voter registration did that. Grassroots did that.
All roads lead to Bucks County. So, Jim, since the election now, you've been jetting back and forth to a certain place in Florida. I saw that at one point somebody said you were there with Melania, Trump, and Elon Musk. Talk about that. Who do you most have fun talking with, Elon Musk?
Well,
why is he not
really
on the show yet? I thought you were handling that.
Elon is not a huge conversationalist. I will say that.
Surprise.
But in fact, I see my buddy Bob Ananofi out in the crowd, and I think he was there that night when I just happened to go. There was the Saturday after the election, and I was going by the table where President Trump sits every time he's out at dinner there, and called me over. He said, Jim, you did excellent job, blah, 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 blah. And I had to give Elon a little dig because we had expected him 3 different times that was going to be in our field house the 2 weeks prior. 3 different times they had more or less said, keep your building ready. We'll be there the next day. And 3 different times they pulled it at the last minute. And I was so disappointed. I said, we still won Bucks County, and we could have really still used your help. But he kind of looked at me like, okay. But we got to talk a little bit. I had met him at the Butler rally, the second Butler rally. Great guy, obviously just one of the transcending figures of the last 200 years of our country. And it was just it was a pretty cool experience sitting there talking to him and the president at the same time.
All right, give us a sense now. I'm looking at a CBS poll, Jim, from yesterday. 60% of people are happy with the presidential transition. They're happy with the picks overall. Although, I think reasonable people, we've talked, and people know my feelings on one of them anyhow. Thank God it's not there. This has been the most diverse as far as their mindsets. And the most interesting, these confirmation hearings are going to be second to none. Robert Kennedy himself, they're going to need a month of confirmation hearings with these guys. What are your thoughts? What are you hearing from Trump camp on that?
I think what you just said, I think more people than not, they're looking for outsiders. They're looking for disruptors. They're looking for people that can make a change. And I think, look at Doge and all the other things that he's got going on. You don't have the run-of-the-mill picks. I mean, if you put pictures up of who they appointed in the Biden administrations, their pictures versus ours, I think ours look like the more normal group of people. But I say that. I am very excited about Robert Kennedy and Dr. Oz being involved there. And I think there's a pathway for me to be involved with them potentially. So I'm really looking forward to what they're doing, in regards to the health epidemic here in our country. But you and I agree. There was one person that stuck out with a sore thumb. We don't have to deal with that now. I feel like that was a positive. Pam Biondi is phenomenal. I mean, everybody loves her. In fact, I think the Democrats are fearful. She's so strong. By the way, how many women did he appoint? I mean,
seems like 40% or close
supposedly, we don't have strong women in the Republican Party.
Well, talk for a minute, because you are, every time I talk with Jim, multiple times over the course of the weeks, Susie Wiles. I'm thinking, who the heck is this Susie Wiles woman? She does what Trump tells her, right?
No, I mean, she is, and Scott's got a relationship as well with Susie Wiles. She is unbelievable. She is a strong, very accomplished woman, helped the DeSantis campaign. I loved her quote after she got picked. She said, the circus won't be coming to the White House.
Well, we'll see about that. I don't know. That's going to be quite a...
I think she can control a lot of that. I think there was a lot of people in 2016 that probably got involved that didn't help him, in fact, hindered the president. And he's had 4 long years to make sure he surrounds himself with great people. And Susie Wiles is just phenomenal. Really is. She really is the real deal.
All right, we'll have more here from the Knack. Now, if you're coming, it's at the main entrance. You come in, you'll see all kinds of people directing you to the room. There's food, there's beverages. Please come out and be part of it today. We'll continue with Scott Presler, Jim Worthington, here on Talk Radio 1210.
Hi, it's Rich Zioli. I'm joined here today by my friend, the co-president and CEO of Cooper University Healthcare, the one and only Dr. Anthony Mazzarelli. Dr. Maz and I are here to tell you about our buddy, Dr. Mike Veneria. Not only is he my dentist, he's my family's dentist as well. And not sure if you knew this, he's Dr. Maz's dentist too.
That's right, Rich. Dr. Mike Veneria is and has been my dentist also. And doctors choosing doctors, that can be quite a selective process. And not only do I go to them, but for years, my sister and my niece and my nephew, the whole family goes.
Well, it's no secret. We're all all delighted by the care that Dr. Mike Veneria and his award-winning team provide, and you need to check him out.
Whether you're looking for pediatric, general, cosmetic, implant dentistry, you don't need to look any further. Dr. Veneria's office does everything. Dr. Veneria's office also exceeds all CDC guidelines and has always maintained the strictest infection control, like their centralized UV sterilization of airflow, which is incredibly important to me.
Locations are right over the bridge in Cinnaminson and Woodbury. Your perfect smile's waiting. Call 856-786-2020 or visit veneriadental.com.
Woohoo! Another girls' night out.
I'm so stressed from shopping, I couldn't find anything.
Have you tried shopping jewelry television, JTV?
I don't know. Everyone in my family is so different.
JTV has thousands of jewelry styles, artisan, diamonds, pearls, colored gemstones, watches, even gift sets. I shop on TV and online.
New JTV customers save up to $40 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Now, can you relax?
Yes. Another round?
Yes.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
When the market reaches all-time highs, investors who try to sell high are met with the same excuses from their broker. You're in it for the long haul. Stay the course. Don't sell now, you'll miss out on opportunity. But crash-proof consumers have not missed out on the recent market highs.
Kathleen Rocco from Langhorne, PA. I haven't missed out on growth opportunity this year. As a matter of fact, we've capitalized on it with crash-proof. With the crash-proof retirement system, we've gotten over 10% this year. The market can still go down, but I don't lose any of that money. And it's no fees charged to that. I'm getting the benefits of the stock market, but I don't have the downsides to it. It's not too good to be true. We're living proof of it. It works.
You don't have to choose between security and opportunity. Schedule an appointment by calling 1-800-722-9728 or visit crashproofretirement.com.
Hey, it's Mike Quick. It's time to cut your old point-of-sale systems and revolutionize your business with PDQ POS. Joe Flynn and his team at PDQ have been the industry leaders for over 35 years. They offer everything from mobile POS to self-serve kiosks and the best service and support in the industry. For the fastest, easiest, and most reliable POS available, trust PDQ POS. No matter how many locations you have, they'll build a custom solution for your business. Visit pdqpos.com.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
It is a pleasant start to the work week with plenty of sunshine today with a high temperature above average at 57. Tonight, clouds on the increase, some showers well after midnight, low 48. And for Tuesday, some early morning showers, then clearing. It'll be mild with a high near 60.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
We're getting rid of her.
All right, Dom Giordano Show coming to you from the Knack. They're bringing in more chairs. They're bringing in truckloads of them. We have space for you. Jim Worthington is okayed it. Get here to the Knack today, anytime up until 3. Generously, food, beverages. Scott Presler here in his own circuit here. Welcome to everybody that's here, but come on over to the Knack right in Newtown. Relatively easy to get to. Jim, how many buildings here? I told Ro there is a nightclub of fitness here, right?
Yeah, we do have a bar.
Nightclub of fitness?
Yeah, we're on 30 acres, 275,000 square feet. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, health club in America. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I brought the wine today. We're going to open a little bit later on. Scott has his, though. We made sure the Pinot Grigio.
I do.
He's that guy. And this is a present from the young Republicans. It's $109 a bottle.
Oh.
So it has to be a special occasion to be doing it. We'll have to get
This is
that
special.
later on. Yeah. So, Scott, moving forward, too, we've had people already today saying, can't you coax Scott Presler to come to California? They have relatives in California. I'm saying, come on now. That's too many flights, too much back and forth. So talk about any formal role that you'll have, or do you like having your own independent thing, your own staff, and just go out there and hunt registrations?
I want to continue our PAC.
Okay.
Our organization is,
how do we help it, Scott? Yeah.
is earlyvoteaction.com, earlyvoteaction.com. And as I said, you know, the mistake the Republican Party always makes is after an election, they will not renew contracts, they will pack up offices, they will shut down, and all of that hard work, all of that momentum, it will dissipate. We don't want to make that same mistake. So as I said, we are renewing this next week. We're going to be working through Thanksgiving, through Christmas, straight into 2025. And ultimately, we showed people that we can win. Now, the goal was always to Florida, Pennsylvania. We're now going to Pennsylvania, Nevada, too. And if we take, for example, Pennsylvania and Nevada off the chess table for Democrats, they are going to be forced to have to go to other states as well, instead of just Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, all the swing states. So we're going to force the Democrats to burn and spend money.
To help, though, with your efforts, because that's a lot of people. You had up to 70 or so staff.
74 staff.
74 staff, my God. So how do we help support that?
Please, I encourage everybody, earlyvoteaction.com. If you want us to continue this work across Pennsylvania, please contribute financially at earlyvoteaction.com. That is my organization.
Couple things from this CBS poll. We started off today telling you 60% of people are approving of President Trump in the transition and the pick so far. Selection of Rubio, Secretary of State, Trump voters, 75%. So it seems to be acceptance of him. The one that got the highest vote by CBS here is Robert Kennedy Jr. 80% of Trump voters support that pick of Kennedy Jr. Pete Hegseth, 64, not bad. The other one that ranks very high, Tulsi Gabbard,
Yes.
71%.
Yes.
So those are a few where there's my favorite, and I don't know, Jim, if you ever worked with Elise Stefanik as UN ambassador, when we've had her on, someday she's going to be a VP choice, something like that at least.
Yeah, we had her in the Bucks County office about a month ago, and she came and addressed all our Trump Force 47 workers, and I've a number of times run into her down in Mar-a-Lago, and she's awesome. And by the way, she's someone in look for in 2028 if you're looking at the short list of VPs.
The Dave McCormick campaign, Scott, tell us about that, and particularly getting him over. Now, Casey is somebody who is beyond somnolent. I mean, I don't know how the guy ever makes it out the door. Nice guy, but that's it. But he's been in office 30 years. That didn't seem possible. Trump's one thing. There's only one Trump. What happened in the McCormick race?
Yeah, a lot of people, they were saying, okay, maybe, Scott, Trump will win Pennsylvania, but you're never going to defeat Casey. That's the Casey seat. You're not going to get McCormick across the finish line. And ultimately, I think the number now is that McCormick has won the race with over 17,000 votes. And a lot of people discounted. They went, oh, just because you flipped Bucks County and Beaver County and Luzerne County, that doesn't translate into actual votes. You still have to get those people out. Well, we had a 90 percentile turnout of every voter that we registered. 90% of those people
How did you
turned
do that?
out in
What
the
did you
selection.
do, Scott? Well, what's the secret sauce there? What did you do?
Well, we peacefully pestered them. We would text them and call them and email them, and we had people all across the nation writing postcards to these people to get them out.
Yes.
And our organization registered 50,000 voters this cycle. And so, yes, I can say that our work helped to, in collaboration with people like Jim Worthington, helped to deliver the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, deliver a Senate seat that, to the chagrin of the Republican Party, we didn't do in Nevada or Wisconsin or Arizona, Pennsylvania is the only swing state that delivered a Senate seat. And we also delivered Rob Bresnahan in Pike County, Pennsylvania, and Luzerne County. And we defeated Susan Wild, electing Ryan McKenzie.
Exactly. And Dave Sunday, the new Attorney General.
Oh, guys, you want, the Democrats, we always talk about how we're going to go after them if they cheat. Get this. In January of 2025, Republicans are going to have Stacey Garrity. We're going to have control of the Republican treasurer. We're going to have a Republican auditor, and we're going to have a Republican attorney general in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
And Dave Sunday, by phone, I wanted to get him here. He's busy with other stuff. He's going to be on today, and I'm going to ask him about, Diane Marseglia.
And ask him, too, about the voter registration fraud operations that we're seeing in Lancaster. That, by the way, the Democrats tried to accuse me of, bless their hearts. But I do have one stern warning for the Republican Party, and I don't mean to overstep myself, but here's a very stern warning. A lot of you guys are maybe thinking that we have 4 years to accomplish everything that we dream of. No, we have 2. History dictates that the party in power is likely going to lose the midterm elections. We must play like we're going to lose 2026. And so that means, respectfully, if Clarence Thomas is going to step down, we need to confirm that Senate seat or 2 of those now. You secure the border now. You do voter ID now. You do your judicial nominations now. You do every piece of legislation. You don't hold it for 2027 or 2028. You do that now, thinking that we're going to lose 2026. And more importantly, again, every Trump voter, I need you to commit to voting every year. If you want Trump to be successful, you give him a Republican House and a Republican Senate in 2026.
Okay, that's a nice segue. Coming up, I wanted to ask what Scott Presler and Jim Worthington, and we'll see what you say during the break. What do you want to see in the first 100 days with Trump? At this rate, he'll only need 10 seconds, it seems like, once he's in office. We'll get to that coming up here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, first, cap off the NFL week with a chance to win on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers, you can get $150 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins on tonight's game. You can bet on this Monday night matchup at anytime touchdown, over rushing yards, over passing. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. They expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
I want Jason to reveal his politics. I want to know if him and his brother are Republican or Democrat.
Well, his brother is not.
Here's my theory. Once that relationship with Paytay ends, he now knows the NFL is totally fine with people doing the Trump dance. Once he ditches Taylor Swift, he's going to score a touchdown in a big game. He's going to do the Trump boogie in the end zone. We're going to see. No. He was just taking the check from Bud Light and Pharma.
You've watched too much wrestling from the 90s. He's not doing a heel turn.
Plot twist.
No.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
And so many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
The Legacy Box Black Friday event starts now. Radio listeners can enjoy reliving their meaningful memories for an insane 65% off.
Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. And during our Black Friday event, there's never been a better time to preserve your past. Legacy Box start at only $27, with savings of over $400 when you digitize your whole collection.
Legacy Box is simple and safe. We digitize everything by hand here in the USA. You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time.
Make the holidays special and shop our best deal of the year. Visit LegacyBox.com to shop our Black Friday event and take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
The Legacy Box Black Friday event starts now. Buy your Legacy Box today and send in when you're ready. That's LegacyBox.com/value to take 65% off. LegacyBox.com/value.
Wawa's hot turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey girl, it's your new night guy, Jimmy Fallon in the house from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and free on the Odyssey app.
All right, it is dump time from the Knack here from the Newtown Athletic Club. There is still more room. They're bringing in more chairs. It's rumored that Scott Presler may have to be jetting out of here, so let me get as much as I can out of Scott before he has to go today, and we're very happy. It's on his victory tour. Scott, first 100 days, you talk passionately about got to get these things done in 2 years, but the first 100 days are where someone can really strike, be it FDR, Trump the first time, Obama somewhat. What do you want to see done?
I think day number one, secure the border, get funding for securing the border.
Yeah. So the Trump stay in Mexico is the first thing.
Correct. Well, and I think President Trump already acknowledged that he was going to bring back the Keystone Pipeline.
Yep.
And, I mean, I'd like to see legislation on, having Bobby Kennedy truly make sure that our health supply, we're going into things like regenerative farming, and that's going to take time. And the sooner that we do it, by the end of his presidency, we can be working towards actually, it's going to be a weaning off process. But this election was about peace, not war. It was about an economy that works for the working class America, and it was about securing the border. Whatever he can do to alleviate the financial stress that people are suffering right now.
I wanted to take a moment. I saved this to right before the end of this hour, Scott. There's this kid that heads up the Pennsylvania Republicans. He's a junior or senior in high school.
Cool.
Across the high schools. And what he cited was you, and when you were out there pitching people to register to vote with young men, he wants to join the military, but he doesn't want to join the military to be put in World War III or these unending wars, which I think is Trump's greatest legacy with the Republican Party. That can't be topped. Moving us away from that position, and you can see the cabinet picks and everybody else are about that. But you talked on college campuses and other places. If you want more of the same, Democrats are now the party of war.
Well, I went to Penn State University, and in State College, that's the largest campus. And that was in 2023, and I just I set up a little table, and I was talking to all the kids, and I was like, guys, we need to fight for Joe Biden. I said, who will sign up today to go to war? I did not get a single taker, not one. And it kind of, the messaging, I was like, okay, let's try this. Let's see if it sticks. And we started saying, look, because it's true, a vote for Joe Biden, a vote for Kamala Harris, a vote for the Democrats is a vote for war. A vote for President Trump is a vote for peace. And I do believe within 24 hours of President Trump being elected on the 5th, didn't Hamas come out and say, oh, yeah, we don't want to do any bad things anymore? Because they know what's going to happen. And I think Putin is even willing to come to the table to see if that we can de-escalate. Elections have consequences, and we're already seeing the Trump effect, and he hasn't even assumed office yet.
Absolutely. Jim, first 100 days for you?
Yeah, borders for sure, and international peace. I mean, I think he'll get right on that, and I think we'll clear that up right away. I mean, peace through strength. I mean, that's what he represents, and he's also a little bit unpredictable, which doesn't hurt. I mean, that I always find, it's funny. I equate that to a fight. When a big guy gets in a fight with a big guy, he doesn't know he knows what to expect. When he gets in a fight with a little guy, he's saying, "Man, this guy's got to be crazy." So I think that puts him on his heels, and I think that's the most important thing. I think longer term, and a friend of mine just came up, is there's two things I think he needs to do sooner than later. One, he needs to address the minority community, the less fortunate people in the inner cities, find a pathway for them. This generational demise of people that live in the inner city, particularly the black, I think we need to deliver on that. A lot of them came over across. It's the right thing to do it. It's not the political thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And I think school choice is absolutely essential to create the better opportunities for people. So they're the things I'm passionate about. And I think in 2016, they asked me what would be a successful Trump presidency. And I said that finding ways to help the middle class and the less fortunate people, particularly minorities, would be a successful presidency. I have no needs of my own. Look, we're in Bucks County. What else do you need? I think that's really something we need to focus on.
Absolutely. I saved about a minute or two at the end of this because Scott Presler has to leave, and Jim will be with us later on. We are congratulating today. Let me be the first to stand up and thank Scott Presler for delivering Pennsylvania to us and continuing to go forward.
Thank you, guys. We did it. Here, while you guys are all standing, can I take a quick video? Can I take a quick video?
Fire away, Scott. I'll continue the show here talking while you're doing that, Scott, but fire away. All right, Scott has to leave us.
This is Scott Presler. I'm here with Giordano and Jim Worthington with 1210 Talk Radio. We delivered Pennsylvania, and this is only the beginning, and we are going to continue to make Pennsylvania red. Let's go!
Hey, Scott, just a little note. How many people on your social media? How many on your Twitter? How many on everything else?
So I just hit on X 2.1 million followers, thanks to you guys. And you guys can slide into my DMs at Scott Presler, SCOTTPRES1SLER. And again, my website is Early Vote Action. But no, truly, this has been the greatest honor of my life. And my work, it honors my mom and dad. My dad is a retired Navy captain. He served our country. And although I never served, I feel like this is our very different way of giving back. Each of you is helping to save our country, and I truly mean that. Thank you to every single one.
Thank you, Scott, very much. Scott Presler, everyone. We got to get him the mulligans. We're already looking toward that since he's coming to New Jersey. That'll be in the summer. Make your summer vacation around the week we have Scott down there. Thank you, Scott. Talk soon. All right, we continue here on Talk Radio 1210. The defensive coordinator, Linda Kearns, and Joe DeFelice both won City of Philadelphia. And you've heard Linda on multiple shows if you listen to Talk Radio 1210. Constantly, voter integrity, both in the KC McCormick and in the presidential election. They're next here on Talk Radio 1210.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. You may know me from my book, Money Hacks. You may know me from my radio shows. And you may even know me from some of these commercials. But listen, I'm teaching stuff that people need to learn about money. In fact, my favorite topic is money. So go to investorschooling.com and you will learn things about money that you never even knew existed. We will teach you things about real estate, about the stock market, and about how to use your IRAs properly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right, you can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now, RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Are you looking to remodel your home?
Emmons Remodeling offers complete remodeling services to turn your house into your dream home.
With quality craftsmanship and attention to every detail, Emmons designers and construction experts can handle all of your remodeling needs, from kitchens to baths to basements and additions.
Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or visit callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Black Friday savings have arrived early at Hessert Chevy in Philadelphia. The Red Tech Savings Event is here with as low as 0% APR for 60 months on select new Chevy models, Blazer EV, Silverado EV, and more. Why wait until Black Friday when you can celebrate savings all month long? Experience the difference at Hessert Chevrolet, Philadelphia's trusted Chevy dealer. Check us out at HessertChevy.com. Together, let's drive. Call 267-343-9094 for details.
Hessert Chevrolet!
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, it is Dom time. Big issues, big guests here from the Knack, the Newtown Athletic Club. Still have room for you. There's no fire marshal out of here. We declared it a fire marshal day. This room looks like we can get 1,000 people in here. With us this hour, everyone, are our defensive coordinators. If you're going to win in Pennsylvania, particularly Philadelphia, you can't just play offense. Everyone, this is Linda Kern. She's not on Talk Radio 1210 today. I don't know why. She's been on, set an all-time record. And the man who had the easiest job in Pennsylvania politics, Joe DeFelice, who had to quarterback Philadelphia and make sure Philadelphia did not commit any of their usual shenanigans. That's the easiest job out of all these people today, right? So, Linda, thank you. Thanks for coming all the way out here to Bucks County.
Absolutely, Dom. Thank you so much for having me on. And my election law soulmate, Jody Felice, we've been doing this together for about 20 years, so we're unstoppable.
Well, if you missed this because of all the celebration and the welter of what Trump is doing, a lot of people say, what about? And I take it to heart when you say, what about Diane Marsaglia? We'll ask Linda about that. What are the options there? Dave Sunday, the Attorney General, is going to be on at 2:30 today after we congratulate. He can't officially say anything about it. I'm just going to ask, is that an area that you could take a look at? But Linda, you recently, after all this, winning the election, the McCormick recount, you got something on record on the Democrats walking around out here in Bucks County with phony badges. There's something about phony badges and these Democrats saying they were election officials. Don't go in there. You can't vote in there. I mean, who is it that's suppressing democracy here? So, Linda, what's the latest on that?
Sure, right. So I'm sure everyone saw those voter protection badges, and they said PA Dems on them and paid for by Democratic Party. And on Election Day, we were dealing with that all over the Commonwealth. We were calling the judges of elections. We were calling boards of elections to try to get those people out of the polling place, because in Pennsylvania, you're not allowed in the polling place with anything that promotes a candidate or a party. So on Election Day out in Allegheny County, Pittsburgh, my counterpart got that judge to say that those badges could not be in polling places. I tried in Philadelphia and did not succeed. The judge found against me. Her reasoning was that she wasn't sure that the voters could really read the print. I knew that
Well, wait a minute. Graduates of the Philadelphia Public Schools, as an educator, I must note, that might be correct. I agree with the judge on this.
Well, I think she was talking more about the size. She was talking about the size of the print. And I said, Judge, we need a bright line rule. It's either in or out. And I can't imagine what would have happened if I would have bought 10,000 badges that said Trump voter protection on them.
Oh, my goodness.
I would have been carted off by the sheriff.
Yeah.
So when I lost on Election Day, I still appealed it. Even though the election was over, there's a doctrine that allows you to appeal something that is capable of repetition, meaning it could happen in another election, but likely to evade judicial review. So I appealed it on that basis, and on Friday I got a Commonwealth Court opinion completely agreeing with me and all of my arguments, saying that those badges are not allowed in polling places in Philadelphia, which means we now have a trial court opinion from Allegheny County, a Commonwealth Court opinion from our appellate court, so I'm hopeful that we won't see those badges inside polling places next time around. So that just goes to show you that we're carrying on Chairman Whatley's vision, which is protect the vote. And even though we're weeks past Election Day, we and my team are still protecting the vote.
And Chairman Whatley is going to call in today and congratulate everyone here. So that's at 1:30 on Talk Radio 1210. And Linda, this is the grind, the dirty work. The other side doesn't give up, the constant stuff. Going through Bob Casey Jr. and seeing the Inquirer still say his legacy, trustworthy. He worked so hard for people. He just cost over $1 million because he had a snit. Mark Elias whispered in his ear. The shenanigans to try to do this for 2026 or 2028. What do you think happened here? What's the result now that listeners here and listening should know in the future about these illegal mail-in ballots?
Well, listeners should know that they have the anti-Mark Elias and Linda Kearns. That's the first thing that they should know. And our mail-in ballot law, it's clear that the voters must fill out, date, and sign. That's what our legislature decided. The Supreme Court has ruled on it. The federal court has ruled on it. But the Democrats still tried to get these ballots that were not dated counted. And luckily, they had tried to trick again. There was a special election in Philadelphia, so they got two voters not to I think that it was kind of a plan not to have these voters date their ballots so they could bring it up to the appellate court once again. But finally, our Supreme Court got tired of it and said, no, for this election, we are not changing the law on this. We have to keep it in place. You must date these mail ballots.
They had to say it 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
3 times to Democrats.
Exactly.
Jody Felice has been someone who, as I said, has been intimately involved in Philadelphia, protecting the vote. He's worked in various capacities over the years. So, Joe, let's talk about, first of all, the upside of this. President Trump did remarkably well in Philadelphia. My neck of the woods, South Philly, is where they really came out. But in these poorer neighborhoods, the river wards, the Latino vote, somewhat African-American, I mean, Mitt Romney got 0 in some of these wards.
59 divisions he got 0 votes in.
59 divisions. Well, no offense, but he's walking into Philadelphia with a top hat on. That's what 100%. He looks at. Whereas Trump comes in with the Trump and the whole schmear, and I think that moves stuff. What's the encouraging sign there?
Well, what I could tell you is I knew at 9:06 that night that we were going to win Pennsylvania just because of the results out of one division. Okay. One of our poll watchers called in. He was in the 7th Ward, 6th Division. 7th Ward is Kensington. It's right off of Kensington and Allegheny. So if you're familiar with it, right, not a bastion of conservatism, right? But it's K&A, a couple blocks away.
Right.
Bruce, the poll watcher, calls in. He goes, I said, what are your numbers? He goes, it was 200 for Harris and 80 for Trump. That's a kind of division that you would have seen like 6 or 7, not 80. I'm like, we're going to win Pennsylvania. And people are like, you could tell that from one division. I'm like, I could tell from that division. And if that division is getting 80, that means the one next door to it's getting 80. The other one next door is going. And just and like, you know me, I'm from the Northeast. I'm from Mayfair. Right. So seeing north of Cottman Avenue, we pulled in Senator Picozzi now up there too. With that, I mean, not taking anything away from the kid, worked his tail off, but seeing what happened in the Northeast, South Philly, the River Wards, where our office was on Election Day, was at Aramingo and Allegheny. If you're familiar with that area, that went red. Like, to think that whole
How armed are you in that field office at Aramingo and Allegheny?
There were a lot of people that didn't necessarily want us there, and I had to explain to them how secure it was. And I said, we're on the one side of the train tracks. So you go to the other side of the train tracks, it's a different neighborhood. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, Joe, how about the usual stuff? Bob Brady still owes me a lobster dinner. He bet they'd win Philadelphia by 500,000 votes. He went nuts on the air. He's a good guy on that, but I mean, what kept the vote total down? Was it just Harris?
Yeah, 100% it was Harris. I mean, I could tell you that right now. I mean, I think Biden would have done better. I
think
really
so too.
do.
Yeah,
I really do, especially with those old school Union Democrats. I mean, Irish, Catholic, Scranton, Union, local Delaware,
right.
Like that plays very well. I think we saw some of the cutting at the top of the ticket. We had 2 races up there. We had Azaz Gill and Sean Doherty up in the Northeast, and this Picozzi-Dillon race. They were bullet balloting. They weren't even touching the top of the ticket because they knew it was going to be a drag on their lower candidates.
So looking forward now, we have Jody Felice, Philadelphia, with us. Linda Kearns, too, Philadelphia, our defensive coordinators. So, Linda, moving forward, I noticed we talked about the first 100 days of President Trump. Sanctuary cities, going after people who already have the order to be deported. A couple of questions. One, how are there 1.3 million who are supposed to be deported, have not been yet? And 2, Sherelle Parker has been noticeably calm, silent, not saying, you're not coming into my city, and removing these people, because I think the threat of taking away federal funds this time is real.
Right. Well, we have a lot to do coming into our municipal elections next year. We can't let this momentum fade. I hope that everyone who voted in this election in 2024 votes in 2025. Everyone who volunteered to be a poll watcher, you can be a poll watcher next time.
Can I say one name? What's the name, Dan? 2025. Everyone in the room. Who's up in Philadelphia? Krasner. Say it again. Krasner. Absolutely, yes.
Right, and I'd like to disagree here with Joe. He said we did so well in Philadelphia just because of Harris being the candidate, but it was also because Joe made sure there was a Republican presence in all 1,703 polling places in Philadelphia, and that's how you win elections.
Now, wait a minute. Let's go back, because we've talked over the years. Your buddy Kevin Kelly, who's a rough guy. I mean, he's mannerly, but he's rough, to put it mildly. I play all the time on my show, the Mitt Romney election. A woman at Chew and Alany trying to get into the place. She had all of her documents. We don't care your documents, and he's going wild on the air with the guy. How did you get them seated in that number, Joe?
Well, I'm going to get to Linda in a second on that. So that was an issue, and that's what we didn't have in 20, right? In 16, we did roughly 200 inspectors of election that we got court appointed, and then we did probably 400 or 500 poll watchers. This time around, we did an additional 200. Nothing had been, look, no offense, I left the party in 17. I joined the admin. A lot of that kind of fell off for a while. Linda wasn't really involved. I hadn't really been involved. She called me in July to come out of retirement for this. Actually, she begged me in July to come out of retirement for this. But we started recruiting poll watchers. We said, all right, where don't we have anybody? And when you open the map, it was the entire city of Philadelphia. We had coverage like swaths of wards. So we start calling, registered Republicans. Like if you're a registered Republican and you live at 16th and Susquehanna, you're probably a real Republican, right? So let's call let's call that guy and let's say, yo, buddy, like you're obviously stayed Republican for all these years. Let's get involved. And we got them inside. Robin Bird is here somewhere. We got her. She's in Port Richmond. She was a rock star for us as a majority inspector on Election Day. But what we did is we went to those people, filled in those areas, and then we went out and recruited all the poll watchers. So we had 1,703 divisions covered. We had, 30 legal teams. And that morning, we knew it was going to happen. We knew they were going to throw these court-appointed election officials out of the polling places. I'm not talking about poll watchers. I'm talking about the inspectors. That call came in like clockwork. We knew it was coming. Linda went right to court. We got the court orders to put them right back in. Now, there was probably, 11, I think, at the end of the day, which had dropped down. The credit to Seth Bluestein and the city commissioners. They had worked overtime to essentially inform the inspectors and the judges, like, yo, these people are coming. You better make a seat for them. And if your sister was planning on working because she needed the $200 for the turkey, she's not getting it this year because the Republicans coming.
That's Philadelphia politics. That's the best line of the day. All right, coming up, we'll continue talking with Joe and Linda, and we have a couple of the voices you hear, usually on the side question, things of that nature, are here today. Recognizable, we'll recognize them. And a toast, this from the Young Republicans, $109 bottle of wine, Linda. I've been waiting for a fitting occasion to toast it. And today, since we celebrate all that's happened, we'll get Linda's sense, too, of what happened here in Bucks County, what can be done to prevent that in the future. Phone lines, if you'd like to call in and congratulate people, make a comment on anything, are 855-839-1210.
Your weeknights are getting a whole lot better. With Jimmy Fallon, 7 to 10 p.m.
Back when I was a cab driver, trying to make my way in comedy and find some entree into television and radio and everything in between, I was writing articles, mocking sports culture and cancel culture and things like that. And they had booked me an interview on WPHT. They were the very first radio station to ever book me as a guest. We had a lot of laughs. So to be sitting here, 8 or 9 years later as a host in your lineup is obviously a really big deal to me personally.
Jimmy Fallon, now weeknights, 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Odyssey's I'm Listening is our commitment to more mental health conversations. Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park talks about being willing to be open and talk about their mental health.
What is my mental health right now? And it feels like it's low, or you're looking at your spouse or friend or whoever, and you're saying, I think that they're having a really bad day. It should be cause for action.
Talk saves lives. For more mental health conversations, visit imlistening.org.
Let's talk about your mental health, free from fear or judgment. Most people experience feelings of depression, anxiety, grief, and hopelessness when dealing with stressful life events. If you need to talk, call or text 988 to connect with a trained professional who is ready to listen and provide support 24/7. The Philadelphia Crisis Line has trained counselors who get it. They understand that sometimes you need an ally, someone who will listen and get you the support and services you need. Call or text 988 because you matter.
Dawn Stensland here. We're off to paradise once again, the Italian Riviera, on a gastronomical event that only Conservative Tours can deliver. Join me for 11 luxurious days with the professionals from Conservative Tours, the best tour operator in Italy. A+ rating with the BBB. Portofino, Rapallo, Santa Margherita, Ligure, Tuscany, and the brilliant Cinque Terre, $53.78. That includes your airfare, dining events at the winery, wineries in Tuscany, even an authentic farm visit to see Parmesan cheese being crafted by hand. Toll free 888-733-9494 or go to conservativetours.com. Hidden Italian villages you've never seen, like Giacomo Puccini, San Gimignano, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Florence, and Milan. And concluding on the Lakes region with Bellagio, Urta, and Isola Bella. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Cinque Terre. Tell them Dawn sent you.
You're driving along when you realize...
Oh, I've got to get over. Oh my gosh, sorry.
You didn't see him, did you? He was in your blind spot. You can also have a blind spot when it comes to your retirement. That's where Joe Yakovich of JML Financial Group comes in. He knows about a little blind spot called taxes. Social Security, your pension, your investments, all can be taxable. Look, you don't want to end up saying,
Will I be writing huge checks to the government when I retire?
Don't get blindsided by taxes. Make sure your retirement plan has a tax plan. With one call to JML Financial Group, 856-925-6674. That's 856-925-6674. Or at jmlfinancialgroup.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company. JML Financial Group does not offer legal or tax advice. Please consult the appropriate professional regarding your individual circumstance.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. Welcome in, everyone. Still room. You can get here before 3. Great sandwiches, beverages at the Knack, Newtown Athletic Club with Linda Kearns, Jody Felice, and, according to multiple sources, probably the congressman who pushed the hardest in various parts of the state for President Trump. Joining us here on Talk Radio 1210 is Congressman Dan Muser. Congressman, welcome back to Philadelphia. Thanks for joining us.
Dom, thank you very, very much. And to everyone at the Knack, I was very honored to be part of the Worthington Warriors as we successfully rose the flag of victory over Pennsylvania down at the Knack. I was happened to be with Jim as we saw the returns come in. So,
oh, wait a minute. There's stories I heard the tab on that election night soiree here was, wow, I can't reveal it, but it's hard to believe how much it was. So, Dan, what part of the state? We're centric to Philadelphia and the Collier counties.
Sure.
I've been in maybe 30 counties in Pennsylvania, but most of them, I couldn't do a quiz show on that. So what county, where are you headquartered?
Well, I'm based in, I live in Luzerne County.
The belly of the beast, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and we sure did. We flipped to over 20,000 seats from votes from 2020 to 2024. So like Bucks County, like Erie County, like so many traditionally blue counties. But, yeah, eastern central Pennsylvania is my district. I have about 12 counties, not complete counties, but I go all the way to the northern border of Pennsylvania to down south to Hamburg, out to Sunbury, out to Williamsport. So it's a big district.
How many times in your career, you should know this, I asked every congressman and representative, how many times in your career have you ever been to Erie, the end of the world? How many times?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, it is a hike. 3 or 4 at least.
Okay, all right.
When I was revenue secretary, they used to send me everywhere nobody else wanted to go. So, yeah, I was up there several times.
So, Congressman, what is it you want to see early on, first 100 days from President Trump after this win in Pennsylvania that was much easier than I would have thought? I don't know if you were in that camp. I thought he was going to win, but I thought we'd need 2 or 3 days of hassling and Linda Kearns fighting the people at the ballots here in Philadelphia. So what do you want done?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it did hit the highest level of my expectations. I really did believe President Trump would win, and as did Jim. And between him and, like I said, his warriors, the PAGOP, the RNC, the early voting, look, we had a model of a campaign that we need to continue to improve and build upon. But now we have to prove that the voters were right. And I think we're going to. I mean, President Trump just has great vision for where he wants to take our country. He's got a great plan. He's putting people in place to execute that plan and see it through. And now, frankly, very soon it's going to be time to execute. And there's a number of initiatives that he is going to accomplish within 2 years, and people can feel confident that this will get done. The border will be secure. The level of fentanyl and drugs coming across will be minimized. We will go to war with the cartels if they don't lay down their weapons. The human trafficking, etc. Domestic energy.
Let me back up,
truly,
Congressman. To go to war with them, DeSantis has said it, and I think Trump somewhat. That means actually take them on in Mexico if necessary.
Well, it does. And clearly we're going to need some smart people leading this. Marco Rubio, the DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem. But we will need the cooperation of Mexico. And there's no one better at gaining that cooperation than President Donald J. Trump. He did it before. He'll do it again. They will see it will be in their interests. But we have to stop that. And you know what? Mexico is going to appreciate it because cartels have, taken over way too much of their economy and their quality of life. But the list goes on, and it's almost low-lying fruit, Dom. I mean, the domination in energy, competitive tax rates, minimized regulations, as he's done before, world stability. He's going to bring it. He's going to bring it. It's going to be peace through strength. Talk softly, maybe not talk so softly, but definitely carry a big stick.
Exactly. Congressman, thank you. I saw you on many shows, even once on Fox, duking it out, which was surprising over Trump. It was Saturday, and I was riveted to it. So, Congressman, thank you very much. Please, we'd like to have you back on the show sometime soon.
It's great. Keep up the great work, Dom. Appreciate the opportunity. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, Dan, we have quite a number of, I feel like this is a prize fight here at the Knack, and we want to announce, Dan, you may, some of the, these are the people you hear call in every day who are characters, smart. The side question, by the way, Dan, the side question today, I still have a side question. We'll get to that in a moment.
Are we doing a side question?
Yeah, the side question today is, see how they answer this gallery you're bringing up, this is a celebration today. Which celebration do you think would be the most inspiring in history?
Oh, you're thinking on the spot.
Yeah, well, I'm taking World War II off. Obvious. That's got to be it. The kiss and everything else. The other is the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, if that happens again, second time around. But what's the most event that you'd like to have been there to celebrate the most, or one that you did celebrate? I think the Trump first time, was that bigger than the second time?
Did you say Osama bin Laden?
Killing of Osama bin Laden. Yes, USA.
Couches lit on fire in West Virginia. It was great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Dan. Who do we have here?
I just want to make a comment real quick. The community we built here, Dom Giordano program, has been fascinating. We've met some great individuals. If you're regular listeners of ours, some you might actually recognize here, some of our side question regulars and experts. First off, Earl of Tacony right here.
The Earl of Tacony, yes.
2023. Earl, do you have a side question answer, sir? On the spot, Earl.
On the spot. It's on. The signing of the armistice for World War II.
Signing of the armistice of World War II.
You want to be on the Japanese ship with MacArthur? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Okay. Good answer.
All right, Earl. We got Robert of Ben Salem, who's on a hot streak.
Right, yes.
Do you really want to submit another side question answer since you already won 3 times last week? I mean.
Top of my head, I'll go with the 2000 Times Square New Year's Eve celebration in the hopes that everything was going to shut down because of Y2K.
Kind of a down answer, Robert.
Well, I'm trying, man. It was right on. For stopping them from stealing votes at that prison. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And finally, let me turn the camera here. That's Earl right there, and then you see Robert walking there. And then finally, we got Dave in Somerset. Dave, you got an answer for us?
Well, can I give context to it, too?
Yeah, sure.
So every 4th of July now, I watch, I don't know if anybody ever saw the miniseries John Adams. And the second episode, they show how the Declaration was passed. And it still sends a chill down my spine, but it's the day that they read the Declaration to the people. And I get tear up, and you think about what these people witnessed was the changing of the world right there, and that's what I would have liked to have been to. Thank you.
All
Great
right.
answer, Dave.
That's excellent. All right.
Well, one more round of applause for all our guys that we built, who else is in the audience. And
Absolutely.
Well,
thank you,
man.
Dan.
Thank you.
And notice the green suit in full leisure now. I should have worn the leash. Could see it, Robert. Thank you. Thanks. All right, it is that time, though. Let's all raise whatever beverage you have. We have the $100 bottle of wine.
Dom, we have to toast some of my amazing
Yes,
RNC
go ahead.
staff that are
Okay.
in the corner over there. Ashley Wallachevich, stand up, Ashley. She was in charge of all of Pennsylvania, our political director.
The Trump Force 47.
Yep.
Ashley, thank you.
Joe and I have been in this for 20 years. This was the most amazing colleagues and team members we've ever had. I will be in a foxhole with these people anytime, anywhere. And of course, Tom Petrusek. Raise your hand. He was the election integrity director, answered my calls all day, all night. We were on, 100 Zoom calls training all the poll watchers. It was the best team I've ever had, and they are the reason that Trump won Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
So this is to them.
Definitely worth $109 a bottle.
Oh,
definitely. All right.
And Joe's son Christian's here. Joe did not get to see his family because he was with me for the last 3 months. So I give a lot of credit to his family for putting up with the fact that we devoted all of our time to this effort.
All right, coming up, somebody's calling in to congratulate everyone here, particularly Linda and Joe and Jim DeFelice, Jim Worthington. Michael Whatley is job number one. I remember when I said, why did they put this guy in? Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick's checking in here, too, on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Congressman, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dom. Yeah, I'm traveling with family, but I just got a text from my buddy Jim. Number one, welcome back to Bucks County, Dom. You're at the gym. By the way, I'm a member of that gym, but Worthington jokes with me a lot that I'm there more in a suit than I am in my workout clothes, which is true. But Dom, just a quick word about Jim and Linda. You know, these are two of the most amazing people I've ever gotten to know. And Jim Worthington and Dom, you've been around this business long enough to know there are a lot of people that get involved for all the wrong reasons. They ask for things for themselves. This is a man who does it entirely because he loves his country. He loves Bucks County. Dom, if you could have seen the operation this man had, it's like nothing I've ever seen in my life. And I know a lot of Jim never likes to take credit. He likes to spread it around. That's why he's such a great leader. And I know a lot of people are there. But I just wanted to call in and let you know, and I know you already know this, what an amazing man. And Linda, who is the sidekick, who does a lot of the work behind the scenes. Just amazing people. And thank you for going to the Knack today, Dom. I don't know if you're going to be working out at all, but Jim's got some great
my
trainers
producer
there that can probably help
Dan
you out.
is going to attempt soon. We're saving that for the 2 o'clock hour. One push-up.
Yeah.
Even though he's in his suit. Jim, do you think you can get out of? You think you can get one push-up? We think we could do it.
I also have a physical surprise for you coming up, Dom. Hopefully my surprise shows up, though. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then, okay. That's a good tease. They better show up. These people are waiting for it. I've been waiting for it all show.
No.
All right, Congressman, thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving. And, again, thanks for your work, too.
You too, sir. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all your listeners.
All right, there's Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick calling in here on Talk Radio 1210. And coming up, it's always a good time. Michael Whatley, the RNC chair, calling in to congratulate everybody here. He's next on Talk Radio 1210. Thanksgiving is here, so whether you're hosting or going to gatherings, remember where Captain Chucky's. How many in Bucks County? I think I can think of 3 or 4. So wherever you are leaving today, of course, they have those fantastic crab cakes, wild-caught shrimp, and soups, but they're teaming up with well-known family-owned businesses to launch their newest invention, the Bang Bang Crab Cake and Cheese Specialty Bread. Available exclusively for now at most Captain Chucky's locations. They also have a Taste of Philly section in most stores. They carry the following family-owned items. Stock's Pound Cake, everybody knows them. Marciano's Specialty Breads. Pierogies from the Pierogi Kitchen of Roxborough. Chef Matt's Key Lime Pies. Derby's Philly Famous Clams Casino. And also Vera Pasta Company of Westchester. They produce Captain Chucky's own line of pasta, including their 3 different raviolis, their own lobster, bangin' crab, and finally their shrimp scampi ravioli and their own jarred blush sauce. Check out their website and local Captain Chucky's for availability. Fantastic items, and don't forget those Dom rolls. So visit them today. There's a location near your one website, WeLoveCrabCakes.com. WeLoveCrabCakes.com. Going to the shore, Captain Chucky's at theshore.com.
Woohoo! Another girls' night out. I'm so stressed from shopping, I couldn't find anything. Have you tried shopping jewelry television, JTV? I don't know. Everyone in my family is so different. JTV has thousands of jewelry styles, artisan, diamonds, pearls, colored gemstones, watches, even gift sets. I shop on TV and online.
New JTV customers save up to $40 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Now, can you relax? Yes. Another round? Yes.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and to take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
This school year, get your child or grandchild the help they need to succeed. Special tutoring and custom instruction is available from METC, the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. Now's the time to call Kathy Ganna and help your child have an outstanding year. Call the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. For over 30 years, METC's tutoring studio, founded by educator Kathy Ganna, has helped people of all ages grow personally and academically. Call Kathy today at 215-493-4200. METC offers motivational SAT prep as well as academic skills and leadership training. Call 215-493-4200. Visit online at metc.com. Call METC's tutoring studio today at 215-493-4200 or email Kathy directly at info@metc.com. Remember, 1210 listeners receive a free 1-hour consultation. Take advantage of this opportunity to help your child get one-on-one help. Call 215-493-4200. That's 215-493-4200.
Santa, he's not checking his list. He's checking out the insane deals at the Bush Auto Group. Forget Black Friday, forget Christmas shopping. These deals are so big, they'll have your wallet saying, ho, ho, holy. We're talking huge dollar amounts off select Nissans. Infinity's so affordable, Santa's ditching the sleigh for adaptive cruise control. And our pre-owned deals, they're so outrageous you'll feel like you're stealing. But don't worry, it's all perfectly legal. You're still on the nice list. Visit us online at bushautogroup.com. And remember, Philly rides with us.
This holiday season, spread some cheer by stopping by Cozy Jewelers for their Black Friday toy drive. From November 23rd through the 30th, save 20% off select in-stock items at Cozy Jewelers when you bring in a new unwrapped toy. Paul Cozy will help you pick out the perfect gift that will make this the most magical holiday ever. Step up to the 5th C. That's color, cut, clarity, carat, and cozy. Visit Cozy Jewelers in Newtown Square for their Black Friday toy drive, November 23rd through the 30th, or CozyJewelers.com.
Tune in to Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Phil Cannella and Joanne Small. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
It is a pleasant start to the work week with plenty of sunshine today with a high temperature above average at 57. Tonight, clouds on the increase, some showers well after midnight, low 48. And for Tuesday, some early morning showers, then clearing. It'll be mild with a high near 60.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, Dom Giordano show from the Knack. And, talk radio. People don't get talk radio. They don't get what it's about. It's about a lot of fun. Politics, of course. We'll go to Mike Watley here in a second. But here in the front row, you hear me reference this all the time with the sunglasses on, is Myrna. That's a woman who showed up in Kensington wanting to know how to effectively ring doorbells and register people to vote for Scott Presler. She's from the main line. She went all the way to Kensington. That's quite a journey. Yes, go right ahead.
If you can hear me and you door knocked, did any door knocking campaigns, can you please raise your hands? All right, we want to. Wow.
Yeah,
look at that,
thank
Tom.
you, guys.
Amazing turnout.
All right, joining us is a guy who had a tough job. He had people like Linda Kearns out there who made it easier, though. Joining us to congratulate everyone here, particularly Linda, Scott Presler, and all the people that won Pennsylvania, is the RNC Chairman, Michael Whatley. Chairman, welcome back. First, congratulations to you. You were billed as the ultimate guy to stop all this nonsense from 2020, and you delivered against forces that know how to do nonsense.
Yeah, I tell you what, the first, conversation that I had with the president after being sworn in was, how are we going to get this done? And I said, we're going to focus on two things. We're going to get out the vote and protect the ballot. And that really, truly is how we won this race. We never wavered. We were never distracted. When you talk about a state like Pennsylvania, there really, truly are three things that you need. You need a great candidate running a great race. You need to get out the vote. You need to protect the ballot. And we can take care of the other two. But Donald Trump and Dave McCormick, you cannot get better candidates and you cannot get better races. Those guys absolutely delivered in a big way, talking to every single voter, from our Get Out the Vote program and focusing on low propensity voters and making sure that we had all of those thousands upon thousands of volunteers that were knocking on doors and making phone calls and having those critical 5-minute conversations. And then you look at election integrity, and like you said, Linda and the rest of our team in Pennsylvania, we could not have had a better effort. And Lawrence Tavis, the Pennsylvania GOP chair, and his team did an absolutely phenomenal job of making sure that we were on target with the lawsuits. Mm-hmm. Every one of those lawsuits that we won is a testament to coming in with good legal theories and good attorneys, and then being in the room made all the difference in the world. When you're in the room, when the votes are being cast or counted, just makes all the difference in the world.
Chairman, I'm not sure it's a point of honor. Joe DeFelice, who's here, was in charge of Philadelphia, told us today they had somebody watching the polls there in every one of the precincts in Philadelphia. I have to tell you, I've lived in Philadelphia all my life, South Philly on top of it. That seems to be impossible. I have fact checkers out there right now. You just can't do it. They don't allow it in Philadelphia. You could storm Normandy easier than you could put those poll watchers in these places in North Philly, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is remarkable that this was done. So what, Michael Whatley, are you going to be doing now moving forward?
Well, right now, we still have a little bit of cleanup left out in California. We've got a recount in North Carolina for the Chief Justice race. We've got a recount going on in Iowa for a congressional race. So we're gonna put the final stamp on all of these races that are taking place, for this cycle. And then we've got a lot of work to do with the inaugural. We need to make sure that we get President Trump sworn in and have a party on the Mall that is going to be worthy of the 47th President of the United States. The transition is very serious work, making sure that we get these nominees through, we get them confirmed is going to be absolutely critical because people are policy. And you look at what the president is doing right now, he is nominating people that are very capable, talented, work hard, and are ready to implement his agenda. And then we're going to go right back to work and get ready for the 26th cycle.
All right, well, I have you here at the Knack just with the select crowd and our listeners around the country. Tell us, Michael Whatley, what's the germ of the idea now, this big event on inaugural day? Give us an idea. Is there a theme that's already out there? What are we going to see?
Well, I think it goes back to what the president ran on, right? I mean, make America great again. Now it's not just a campaign slogan, it's a mandate. And, we are going to be very, very focused on, a celebration of America. This is not just a celebration of Donald Trump. It's a celebration of America and all the things that we're going to do. He ran on an agenda that was pretty simple, right? Restore the southern border, rebuild our economy, keep our communities safe, and make sure that we're strong enough to protect our interests and allies around the world. So we're gonna have a weekend in Washington with a lot of different state societies, and others that are going to be holding balls and parties. That'll be a lot of fun. But, when it comes to the inauguration itself, that's going to be 11 o'clock on Monday the 20th, and the president's going to go right down the street, and he's going to roll up his sleeves, and he's going to get to work. And he has already said on day one, it's about unleashing American energy, bringing down inflationary spending, and making sure that we secure the southern border. So I have no doubt that the executive orders and the other work that's going to be done is going to be focused on those priorities. And then we will have the inaugural balls that evening, which are really, truly going to be very special and fantastic.
Congratulations to one of your best acts, hiring Linda Kearns here in the room. Everybody here at the Knack agrees with that this was remarkable. She hijacked Talk Radio 1210 and turned it into her own marching orders. We all got them. We all had to do these seminars with your poll workers, too. We were just dragooned into it. There was no pay. There was nothing. We had to show up. Dawn, poor Dawn.
No, Dom, I credit Chairman Whatley. He came to Philadelphia. I think it was January or February. We sat in a pub in Philadelphia, and he said, Linda, what do we need? What do we need to do here in Pennsylvania to win Pennsylvania? I had spreadsheets. I had presentations. We sat in that pub. We talked about it, and he gave us the resources. This win goes to Chairman Whatley. He made sure Pennsylvania had what we needed. So if anyone wants to know who to thank, it's Chairman Whatley.
Thank you, Chairman.
Well, and I will tell you, Dom, I was just getting ready to say about meeting with Linda Kern even before I became chair when I was general counsel in that pub in Pennsylvania and saying, what is it going to take? Tell me what it's going to take, and we'll get it to you. And her and Jody Felice, Lawrence Davis, and the entire rest of the team, making sure that we were in the room when votes are cast and counted. You cannot overstate how important that is.
Absolutely. Chairman, thank you. Thanks so much for joining us today. Chairman Michael Whatley here on Talk Radio 1210. Linda, one final point, too, as we sort of end the hour, 855-839-1210. You can get in on the side question. A lot of emphasis, and listeners here certainly come out today, are savvy to this. They realize it's not just where the votes were cast, it's where they're counted. And you made the emphasis on that. And I think moving it to that secure warehouse with the barbed wire in Northeast Philadelphia, it was drab. It was a good thing. When you had it over at the convention center, the mobs around the world, and I know that it has to influence people. Of course, the highlight of the campaign for me, not once, not twice, but 3 times, having Al Schmidt on, the Secretary of State. And we got along pretty much. I'm not sure the information may have been disinformation or not. But talk about that a little bit, the actual counting, how that works.
Right. So, we didn't hesitate to challenge Al Schmidt every chance we got. But no, we recruited attorneys and observers to watch those mail ballots being counted in all 67 counties. It was not an easy job. I credit my team, Tom and Ashley, with helping me to do that, and we made sure we had eyes on the process. And that's what election integrity means. It means having eyes on the process. And now we're looking forward. We want to take what we did here and keep going. And today, Joe and I have a really good friend here supporting us, Ted Christian. He came to support us here, and I remember that name because he loves elections and election integrity as much as me and Joe. So that's a name you got to watch, Ted Christian.
All right, thank you very much. All right, coming up, we'll get some more on the side question from people and also more with Linda and some others stopping by. Dom Giordano Show here on Talk Radio 1210.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Either of you guys have your Christmas decorations up yet?
No.
You? No. It was 65 degrees yesterday.
We didn't even have fall, and we're just jumping into Christmas. I didn't even get my free turkey yet.
You need to at least wait until Thanksgiving week. Can we all just agree on that?
1,000%.
Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving till January 1st. Then we're done. Take all your freaking decorations down.
Yeah, I typically take them down right after my birthday, January 3rd. What's the chat saying now?
Nothing.
Is Justin in there crying?
No.
Make sure you check in this week, Justin. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price. Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
Revamp your living space with Emmons Remodeling.
Our seasoned designers and construction experts bring creativity and expertise to every project, ensuring stunning results for you and your family.
From new layouts to upgraded finishes, at Emmons Remodeling, we do it all.
So call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit us on the web at callemmons.com. From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
See Joe Conklin at Parks Casino with the world-renowned City Rhythm Orchestra for a special Conklin's Comedy Night Christmas show. Thursday nights, December 5th and 19th.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house there were no presents for Jerry Jones, 'cause he's such a louse.
It's Conklin's Comedy Night Christmas show with City Rhythm at Parks Casino, December 5th and 19th. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com.
JoeConklin.com! Wawa's hot turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets, because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon in the house, and dig this, folks. This is not a drill. It's the real thing. You can now join me weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT or anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
All right, thank you. All right, Dom Giordano Show coming to you from the Knack. Still a lot of people here. Got a big hour left. That's the Newtown Athletic Club right here on Pheasant Run Road. And you'll see the building where we are. Lawrence Tabis is here. Larry, why don't you grab Don? Can we set him up? Yeah, the state chairman who you just heard from Michael Whatley. Talking about what happened here in Pennsylvania. I hope you enjoyed today hearing, for example, Joe DeFelice take you inside what it was like to keep Philadelphia, keep the vote going for President Trump. Haven't read that, haven't seen it anywhere else. So, Lawrence, you were just referenced by Michael Whatley calling in to congratulate everyone, particularly the people on stage with me, and he referenced you. What was the state role in this? What jumped out at you, Lawrence, in this election cycle?
Well, we successfully, over the past 5 years since I was elected state chair, we successfully rebuilt our infrastructure where I focused as a priority on voter registration. Mm-hmm. And in 2019, the Democrats out-registered us, had an advantage of over 815,000. And over these last 5 years, we've reduced that by over 525,000 so that their advantage is the lowest it's been in 52 years.
All right, I'm already planning to party here at the Knack. Give me the date in which we're going to be ahead of the Democrats in voter registration, on paper at least, by one registration. That's all I need. What date do you look into your crystal ball and tell us?
Well, and we've had a lot of help and support. I know you had Scott
Yes.
Presler here,
Yep.
who's been one of the people who has been very supportive of our efforts, and others throughout the state. My prediction is I'm going to be more cautious and conservative than most, but we will have achieved that goal in time for the gubernatorial election in 2026.
Whoa, that's pretty bold. So 2026, it's the headline today. This will be, on paper at least, a red state.
That it would be a red state. And again, just in the last 4 years, we've registered, since Biden was elected president, 400,000. This year, since the primary, 100,000 additional registrations.
Wow. And these are coming, Lawrence, you guys would know this too, across a wide swath. In other words, these are Latino voters, black voters, the Amish, all these different sorts of groups are now registered. And I might add, too, I don't know if you have the exact on this, but Presler talks about this all the time. I think most people in the room are registered, almost everyone, but you have Trump voters that go, they contribute, they go to the rally after rally. Some of them are registered, some of them are not, but then they don't show up and vote. It's a mystery, but this time they seem to do that.
We targeted the low propensity voters, is what they're called. Joe alluded to them earlier in your show. These are some folks who hadn't voted ever or hadn't voted in 10 years or only vote every once in a while in an election. But the reason I'm more optimistic about us becoming a voter registration advantage in 26 is this election was more than just the capstone of returning President Trump to the White House, which is phenomenal, but his leadership and his campaign and that of Dave McCormick and our row officers, there's a wave that has come over Pennsylvania. People are coming up to me on the streets from all over the state. They see now that the Republicans are the ones who will be able to make our lives better, the economy stronger, save us from burdensome regulations, protect the border. And I just saw the other day, one of our pollsters showed me, the first time in years here in Pennsylvania, 50% plus of the voters think the Republicans are better suited to make America great again.
All right, absolutely the case. And it's on issues, not just the economy, it's on issues that you would not think necessarily. That's why I think it was so important that Trump won the popular vote nationwide. I'm so stunned by it. I don't know about you. This is your daily job. I'm saying, you got to be kidding me that Trump's going to win the popular vote nationwide. That doesn't happen anymore for Republicans.
Well, let me put that into context for all of you. The Democrats start out with California, New York, those two alone, enormous number of voters. So, they win that state. It's the number of voters. They get that fixed electoral vote. So for us in all of the states that we win, for us to have achieved that, for President Trump to have won the popular vote, which I believe might have been the first time, at least in our state, since 1984. I don't know what it would have been nationally. It takes getting voters from California, New York, all walks of life, like you said. You forgot one group that we've done well with, 35 and unders. Young people want America to be a great nation. They want to thrive. They want to be able to get terrific jobs. They want to be able to raise their families and enjoy the benefits of this nation.
Joe Bacozzi, the state senator not too far away, is only 29.
I'm telling you, Joe is my hero. He's a machine. He's terrific. He's got a great personality. Fortunately, at the age of 29, he'll be with us for a long period as a candidate. But Joe is an example that we can attract these younger voters. Look at J.D. Vance. He was 39 when he was nominated to be the Vice President of the United States. I'm trying to think what I was doing when I was 39. But I wasn't running for Vice President of the United States, I'll tell you that. But we've been doing well amongst, as you said, African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, the Asian community, with the Amish, young and old. But we've been attracting Democrats as well because the issues that are facing our nation are not Republican, Democrat, the economy, the border crisis. And the international affairs. These are all issues that all Americans are concerned about. And one thing that we can say that in his first term, President Trump demonstrated that he didn't care if you voted for him or not. He was going to make your life better. And he did. The lowest unemployment rate in the history for African Americans, for women, Asians, Latinos, Hispanics. And that's what Americans want. They want to be proud of their nation, and they want a good, strong country.
Thank you, Lawrence Davis, the state chair here on Talk Radio 1210. You just heard Michael Whatley say what we're going to see on Inauguration Day is a celebration of America. Let's see. Special prosecutor drops the felony charges against Trump in the election interference case. Jack Smith. Now, Linda, I'll turn to you legally here. Thank you, Lawrence. More and more we're seeing Jonathan Turley. I'll probably do it on the show tomorrow. The brilliant guy wrote 8 printed pages today about how slowly but surely on January 6th, that sort of thing is fading away. Not that there wasn't a riot there, not that there are some people who should be punished, but Jack Smith dropping this is an indicator that this is not going to be popular to go forward. The American people don't want this to continue, essentially. They want Trump to do his job.
Absolutely. And we want to concentrate. We want to be a rule of law country. And I have a very good friend. She's a Floridian. She's a big fan of mine, but I am even more a fan of hers. Her name is Pam Bondi, and she's going to...
Whoa, wait a minute now. Get on the phone right now. Come on. Get Pam Bondi on here today.
She doesn't
have to take any legal position. Just say, I salute Linda Kearns. I'll live for it. Come on. You can do it.
She's going to be our next Attorney General, and I think everybody here needs to understand what that means for this country. She is absolutely amazing, and she's going to make sure the rule of law is followed. She's going to make sure the criminals that need to be behind bars are behind bars, and I couldn't be more thrilled about her.
We are too. Pam Bondi came on. I'll tell you what I recognize, not just her legal. I know that. She went to a Mr. Rogers documentary, that Mr. Rogers show. It was a great show, and people threw stuff at her. They identified her, the blonde hair, whatever. Right. And she still went in and saw the rest of the movie. She didn't go home.
Absolutely.
Right yeah, when we had her on retelling the Mr. Rogers, come on, Mr. Rogers film. You got to give it a little ground. You can't be throwing stuff there. Exactly.
And, she was incredibly supportive of me on Election Day. And when that judge gave me that bad order about those badges, she screamed to my ear, appeal. So you can thank her for that appellate opinion, because she said, Linda, you appeal that, and I did, and we won. So I can't be more thrilled about Pam Bondi being...
Another reason that Linda Kearns belongs on Talk Radio 1210. Pam Bondi, we have to get here pretty soon. Thank you, Linda, for that. All right, we have 1 big hour left, and I'm thrilled. We'll bring back Jim Worthington, and we have some other folks stopping by this celebration. Guy Shiraki's here. We'll talk with him. Behind the scenes, you should know, inside the curtain, Guy was the one providing. I couldn't possibly, maybe Linda Kearns would know, I couldn't possibly know all the things that we talked about, and I relied on him. Okay, here, the man in the green suit has a surprise here on Talk Radio 1210. Well, Dan, tell us what this is about. Oh, that's right. It's a bear. Okay. All right. Now, I never said that, Linda. You're my attorney. Linda Kearns will handle
You know what,
this right
Tom?
here.
I'm not happy with Dan, because, Dan, where's my walk-up music, Dan? Where's my Elvis music? Why didn't you play that?
All right, wait a minute, Dan. This is a great spectacle here. Where will this happen? I have to change my shoes. I can beat that bear at least. What's the name of the bear, Dan? Oh, what's the name of the bear? What's your name, Bear? Bear. All right, Mr. Bear, come on over here. Shake
like
hands.
He voted for Trump.
He's got a Trump hat on. Thank you, Mr. Bear.
Why don't we come up here, Bear?
Yeah, come on up here.
He has a gift for you. He wants you to pull this out.
All right. What the heck? All right.
So I don't think we're going to have enough room to run, but there's another challenge inside as well.
All right, shredded Parmesan cheese.
So open this first. Open that first, the Bear says.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Okay, Mr. Bear. Yeah, one at a time. All right. Okay.
Can we get a growl for the radio bear?
Yes, can we?
You are fired.
Bob Casey, you are fired.
Thank you,
Linda
Mr.
Kern's
Bear.
getting some support from the bear.
All right.
And then, Dom, another challenge from the bear. Right in the bag if you want to pull it out.
Okay.
I don't know if we have enough room for this either, but we can try.
This, Dan?
Okay, nope.
Okay, party peanuts. All right. That's
yeah, we got some bird seed because that's what the bear's eating.
Oh,
remember all the squirrels?
Oh, the bird.
Oh, all right.
Theater.
See that guy right over by the back, Rick? Get
So
ready
40
over there.
yards.
Where's the
Hey,
guy in the
Jim
white
Worthington.
shirt?
Can you
Jim
catch
Worthington,
this?
move over a little bit, Jim.
Hey!
Oh, look at it. Now that's a 40 yard.
Not a bad
All right,
throw.
let's measure that distance right here.
Not a bad throw.
That's about 30 feet. I'm working on it. Jim set up a 40-yard football throw here. I'm telling you, we'll be able to do it. Jim, I'm surprised you were able to catch that. That was pretty hard coming to you. Thank you.
Bear says that
You know
was
what?
only
This is
20.
This is a good-sized football.
Bear
Make
says
sure
that was
we
only
use this
20
here.
feet, not 40 yards, Dom. You still got a lot to prove.
Wait a minute. That's at least, Linda, come on, you're illegal. 25 yards.
David
That's
Somerset
75
says
feet.
he's open. You might want to watch out, though. There's some people. We didn't sign any waivers before this, so maybe we don't do that.
Wait a minute, Dave, you got a light right there. I'll probably hit the light. So, all right, move over a little bit. There you go.
Oh!
Whoa!
Bad hands, Dan. That was your fault. I threw it low. The defensive
All right,
back
maybe
was
we
coming
don't
in
do
there.
the 40 yards. I think that's enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Bear, will you concede
Mr.
faster
Bear.
than Bob Casey? Will you shake his hand, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Bear.
There you go. Everyone thank the bear for
Who's
stopping
in that
by.
bear suit? Is that Rich Scioli by any chance in that bear suit?
What's that?
Is that Rich Scioli in
No,
that bear
no.
suit?
It's actually, you know what?
Is that
I don't
Don
want to say
Stanley?
who
Mikhail.
this is, but again, this was a guy that called in and suggested he to do this. So
Oh, my God.
this is
All right,
somebody
this is-
who called us and wanted to do it. So thank you, sir. I
All
appreciate
right,
that.
now, at Mulligan's in the summer, we're going to have a real bear. The mayor of Wildwood just texted and said it's legal that I can race it.
Okay,
All
just
right.
watch the bird seed, okay?
Yeah. All right.
All
All right,
because we
thank
gotta
you.
go to
All
break.
right. N3 here. There we go. Thank you, Tommy. All right, Dan, thank you so much. There's no producer like Dan Borowski. We all know that, right? There's nothing like it. I've had 50 producers, Linda, at least. There's nothing like it. Thank you, Dan. I thought he was going to bring Roe out here to do something. That. All right. Let's talk about one of the biggest and healthiest sales of the year is back again. Rescue Natural Supplements Black Friday sale is here. And right now, Rescue is slashing prices on every supplement with discounts up to an incredible 80% off. Rescue has a wide variety of products to address your health needs, including immunity, cholesterol support, heart health, natural energy enhancers. Grab huge savings on omega-3s, probiotics, and a lot more. And one more thing, this Rescue Black Friday sale will run the entire month of November. So shop today at res-q.com, res-q.com, or call a Rescue product consultant at 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Again, all Rescue supplements are up to 80% off during the entire month of November. So why wait? Shop massive savings on essential supplements at res-q.com. Do it today.
Hey, it's Nick, and let's talk about our friends at DuckDuckGo. We're all sick of Google, right? We don't trust them. They suppress search results. They spy on you. It's just terrible. That's why I'm so proud to partner with DuckDuckGo, the best search engine going, and they are local. And now they are taking your online privacy and security to the next level, which is why I have subscribed to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo, and I want you to do the same. This 3-in-1 privacy service is going to give you a secure VPN anytime, anywhere. Secondly, they provide you identity theft restoration. I don't want anybody stealing my bank info or social security number, and neither do you. And the third leg of the hat trick is personal information removal, which will blow your mind and blow the hacker, scammers, and con artists right out of the water. Take advantage of this special offer now, exclusively for my listeners. Just go to DuckDuckGo.com/1210 for a free 7-day trial offer. And once you love it, and you will, it's just $9.99 a month. Do it today. Thank me later. DuckDuckGo.com/1210.
Don't miss a special edition of the Labor and Energy Show with J-Doc and Krause, brought to you by the Labor and Energy Alliance, this Saturday, November 30th at noon. Find out about the important issues that'll affect you. The Labor and Energy Show at a special time, this Saturday at noon.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Tune in to a special edition of Your Radio Doctor with Dr. Marianne Ritchie this Saturday morning at 8. Get the latest information on news affecting your health and wellness. Your Radio Doctor at a special time this Saturday, November 30th at 8 a.m.
It's that time of year again. Hi, it's George Parenti, the lead dog at the Dogs and Cats Rule stores. If you're a pet parent like I am, you know that the holidays are just as important to our four-legged kids as they are to us. At the Dogs and Cats Rule stores, our goal is to make your holiday shopping easier. When it comes to getting the cutest Christmas-themed toys, collars, and leads, we have absolutely everything. That's Dogs and Cats Rule, now with 7 convenient locations. Shop small, shop local, shop family. Happy holidays from all of us at Dogs and Cats Rule.
When it comes to your home, trust is everything. For 45 years, Kitchen Magic has built a reputation for transforming kitchens with precision and care. From custom cabinets to countertops, backsplashes to storage solutions. And we get the job done fast. In just a few days, your dream kitchen becomes a reality without the hassle. So trust the name your neighbors have relied on for decades. Kitchen Magic. Get your free in-home consultation at kitchenmagic.com. And let's cook up something extraordinary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, welcome in, everyone. Still time to get over here to the Knack. Get over here to the Newtown Athletic Center. I think that $109 bottle of wine went pretty quickly. Young Republicans, I think you have to come up and bring another bottle over here. You still have an hour to do it. Thanks to the Bear, whoever played the Bear, that'll be on his resume today. Thanks to Dan for putting that on. We'll have clips of that forever. Ooh. And thanks to me for throwing that ball to Jim Worthington.
Nice throw.
It was a perfect throw.
The first throw was good. The second one, he almost took a poor woman's head off.
Yeah, that's true, too. We better stop it here.
Yeah.
Joining us here today on Talk Radio 1210, Guy Shiraki, who has been someone very much involved in the in the Dave McCormick campaign, and Joan Cullen of Bucks County. Joan, former Presidente over in Penn Ridge. And someone who is our inside source, and someone who actually had quite an engagement with Diane Marseglia. Joan had enough knowledge to not walk up to the podium. Apparently, the clock starts running if you do that. She stayed away from it in order to make a point of order with Diane Marseglia. So 855-839-1210 is how you get on board. We'll hear at 2:30 from Dave Sunday, who is the Attorney General-elect. And I'll just give you a flavor of the guy. I think this is a key position, Attorney General. And right now, Guy, I'll ask you, Diane Marseglia, let's face it, other than egg on her face, other than the nonsense that she's done, she has gotten away with this to this point, at least in my mind. So I'm not going to get people all crazy and say she hasn't. She has. What can be done in your view? Is it Dave Sunday? Is that the person who can investigate this? Because obviously she implicated herself when she said what she did about the illegal ballots.
Yeah, well, Dom, first of all, this, I think we all have to understand, this cannot be about revenge. This is not about partisan revenge or now it's our turn.
Right.
This is about an elected official who was sitting in a judicial and an executive role, who looked out into the citizens of Bucks County with the world watching and said, I know what the law is and I don't have to follow it. And I'm going to do something exactly opposite. So this is not about, ha, 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 now it's our turn. It is about the rule of law. It's about all of us here knowing that when we're in front of a governmental body, we expect the men and women, regardless of party, to follow the law. The next stop is the state. She violated her oath as a commissioner. She violated Pennsylvania law. It's not a hard case to prove, right? It's not often that somebody says on tape, I know what the law is, I'm going to do the opposite. Well, there has to be accountability because all of us as citizens, taxpayers have to know that when we appear before a judge or a commissioner or a township supervisor, they're going to follow the law.
Well, and look, it's a friendly, big congratulations today, but I hear people in the audience, Guy, and you sense this, they are still angry, and I am too. So even on this day, I don't just gloss over it. We have this representative, he can come on the show, Tom Hogan. I don't know him that much. It said, well, we don't control the House. Why do this? What do you mean, why do this? You do this because this is it offends everything possible. If you lose, you lose.
Right.
People can accept that. What they can't accept is if a Trump supporter on one of these commissioner things said, that's right, do something about it. I want the court to do something about it. The Philadelphia Inquirer we would never hear the end of it. Every news organization in town. So you share that, don't you, that something's got to be done here?
There has to be accountability because we live in a society of rules and laws. Look, go back, not now because you're listening to the show, but when you're not listening to the show or not paying attention, go and check the opinion. And court opinions can be really dry. But Justice Wecht, who's a Democrat from Allegheny County, wrote a one-paragraph opinion upholding Pennsylvania law. And he quoted Justice Frankfurter and essentially said, we are a nation of rules. If anyone elected official thinks they have the right to defy the law, we have chaos. That was a Democratic Supreme Court justice, so there has to be accountability. She has to be held accountable, and we need to expect it. And as far as the House, look, what we have learned from the Trump era is our elected officials need to not only be accountable to the citizens, but they need to talk to and engage the citizens. The Republicans are outgunned by one in the state House. Say your piece. Challenge the Democrats. Challenge the Democrats from Bucks County. Challenge the Democratic House members from Bucks County to say, why should there not be accountability? We have to play offense. We need to be a nation of laws. We have real business to take care of on the border, on taxes. We have to be a nation of laws.
Exactly. So we'll ask Dave Sunday, who will be on at 2:30. Now, I don't expect, he can't take an official position on this, but I want you to gauge, we're on this. We're not letting this go. I understand people who feel, how many times do they get away with this stuff? This was blatant, it made international news. And to my far right, well, not that she's far right, but Joan Cohen, our friend, who
some may say
has come on many times now. Joan Cohen's main claim to fame is to be what did he call it? The worst person in the world. Keith Oberman named her the worst person in the world in one of those segments. Now, he has all those targets internationally. He goes after Joan Cohen. And Joan had to face off with Diane Marseglia. You didn't step up to the podium. You knew that enough. Stay out of that zone. They can't start the clock. What did you feel after that exchange with Marseglia?
Well, I was glad that I was able to make the point, just like Guy was saying. You can't let them slide on this. But really what motivated me, I think I said this the other day, was that when Diane Marseglia, Commissioner Marseglia, began the meeting with this, she was trying to appeal to everybody's emotions and make you feel sorry for her that she was being attacked. And I didn't come there that day to say anything about myself or any of the other Bucks County citizens that she's attacked while she's been a county commissioner. But when she was saying that and really playing it up in the crocodile tears, oh, I'm being attacked and people need to worry about what that can do to our families and people that share my last name. And I was sitting in the back row and I said to my friend, is she crazy? Like, does she not realize what she has done to so many of us? So I scribbled in the margins of what I had come to say that day, just to remind people of some of what she has done over the years. And one of those things was 4 years ago when she and Commissioner Harvey, I always want to include him, and we have to make sure that we include him in everything, because the two of them have been together. At any moment, he could have stopped her from doing these things. So never forget to include him in all of this. But they had taken to the county website, which I said is, it's a taxpayer-funded website, to attack me, a stay-at-home mom, a school board volunteer, school board is a volunteer position. I was on the Bucks County Planning Commission. That's also a volunteer position. And they took to the website of Bucks County to call me, Joan Cullen, citizen of Bucks County. They said I was hateful. They said that comments I made were racist. They said that I support the use of blackface, which was, outrageous. And it has stuck with me, of course. And it was really a punching down. So I didn't intend to do it, but I thought, just like Guy is saying, you have to hold these people accountable, and you have to, even when you're the small person or in the minority, we're the minority in the House, we're the minority on the county commissioners, but you have to use that pulpit, I guess, when you have it.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. Good point by both. All right, we'll continue here. We'll hear from at 2:30 the Attorney General, who I have high hopes for. He seems to be someone who is going to push back at some of the stuff that Josh Shapiro has done. And Josh Shapiro, my view on him. I don't know if Guy and Joan share it, but is the ultimate chameleon. He's not a moderate, but he is a tough opponent. You got to recognize the other side. You have to give them their due if you're going to defeat them. And the mission in 2026 is either to defeat him or ding him up enough that he's not going to be able to be the candidate in 2028. All right, phone lines are 855. And by the way, who was there with Kamala Harris, Guy, saying, tag in Tim Walz? I don't want the Shapiro on my team. He goes to the bench. Wow.
I can.
It's startling. We planned it. Come on, Guy, give it up. We played a lot of money. We put a plan in there, and we put Tim Walz in there.
So somebody actually sat in a room and said, let's pick a guy that sent the National Guard through the streets of Minneapolis shooting paintballs at citizens. And let's have this guy that when he's in front of a crowd gesticulates as if he's having a seizure. I mean, he's the most unrelatable left-wing governor in North America. And they said, yeah, we'll take him.
Right.
I mean, to me, the race was over then because it showed you the judgment she had. And for a guy that invented weird, he's the embodiment of weird. I'm glad. If he thinks I'm weird, it's a badge of honor.
Yes.
Just remember, if you call the hotline, that's just being neighborly. You don't like Guy Shiraki, you're suspect of him. You're just being a good neighbor by ratting him out to somebody. That's their platform. All right, we'll have more coming up here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, cap off the NFL week with a chance to win on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins on tonight's game. Anytime touchdown, over rushing yards, over passing, they're all there. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, the voice of the people.
What a day to celebrate. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I have a New Year's morning hangover I haven't had since college.
What you guys have done over there in this election is unbelievable. Having Presler on all the time, having Laura Trump on, having Linda Kearns on. That stuff goes a long way.
From South Jersey to Delco, from Bucks to Montco, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. We are the voice of the people. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Cancer.
A scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Dawn Stensland here. We're off to paradise once again, the Italian Riviera, on a gastronomical event that only Conservative Tours can deliver. Join me for 11 luxurious days with the professionals from Conservative Tours, the best tour operator in Italy. A+ rating with the BBB. Portofino, Rapallo, Santa Margherita, Ligure, Tuscany, and the brilliant Cinque Terre, $53.78. That includes your airfare, dining events at the winery in Tuscany, even an authentic farm visit to see Parmesan cheese being crafted by hand. Toll free 888-733-9494 or go to conservativetours.com. Hidden Italian villages you've never seen, like Giacomo Puccini, San Gimignano, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Florence, and Milan. And concluding on the Lakes region with Bellagio, Orta, and Isola Bella. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Cinque Terre. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Get into the holiday spirit and listen to Philly's official Christmas station, B101, for all the sounds of the season, from Mariah to the holiday classics.
It's the most wonderful.
Plus, keep rocking around the Christmas tree no matter where you are with B101 on the free Odyssey app. Turning your home into a winter wonderland? Ask your smart speaker to play B101 Philly. Enjoy the holiday season your way on the radio, on your smart speaker, and on the free Odyssey app.
Free speech lives here with Kaylee Company weekday mornings on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
All right, it is Dom time, and we will have a money melody today. I mean, Dan demands it, so we'll have something that might relate a little bit later on to one of our guests. We do that every day at around 2:13, and you can win a great prize. All right, so we've been talking with Guy Shiraki, Joan Cullen, as we look forward to the future here. So, Guy, what do you hope Trump does in the first 100 days? And more importantly, maybe, what do you hear he's talking about?
So I think it's very critical that he follows up on what he promised us and keeps an eye on the ball. And if there's one thing I take away from the cabinet is this is a young, energetic cabinet. It is very, it's very clear to me President Trump realizes he's on the clock and he gets to do a do-over. So what I hope that all the executive orders on the border that Biden put in place are gone. If you're a nation that doesn't secure your border, you're not a nation. So one is the border. Two, we drill. The #1 part of our economy, we should be energy independent. We should never have to ask anyone on the planet to take care of us. And look, and number 3 is the Justice Department, including the people who are in jail for doing horrible things like praying at an abortion clinic or going to Latin Catholic Mass. That all needs to be reviewed. And then in my heart, He has to make me happy. It's very important you make me
Yeah.
happy. We need school choice. Because while we're fighting about schools, let parents get their kids out of failing schools or where they're being taught things.
What can he do on that, though, at the federal level? What is it that has to be done?
Well, as we're closing down the Department of Education
Right.
and the billions of dollars, a lot of it can go back to taxpayers. Some of it can go to parents.
In what mechanism? Does Congress have to do that?
Sure, and Congress can do that. They
Okay.
can redirect those monies to vouchers. If we took a third of what we spent at the Department of Education and gave it to parents to let them go choose, we could rescue thousands of kids out of failing schools just within 30 minutes of where we are.
All right, here on Talk Radio 1210, we have saluted a lot of people today, including people with me now, and we'll bring Jim Worthington back at the end for a curtain call. But in Philadelphia, the mission was not to win Philadelphia. That may take are we going to see a Republican mayor in Philadelphia in our lifetime? Anybody here that's about 20, I would ask you that question.
Dom Giordano for mayor.
Joe DeFelice, I'm for Joe.
Joe.
Oh, Joe DeFelice for mayor. There you go.
I know this. If I ran for mayor against Jim Kenney, I could start a fist fight with him in 30 seconds, maybe 20. But in South Philly, certain precincts went overwhelmingly for President Trump. And this is the woman, Susie Wiles, is going to keep Trump in line, hopefully. But Jody Do Barbara may have had a tougher task. She was the personal secretary and linekeeper of Frank L. Rizzo. Well, I wish Rizzo were alive this day. You don't have any of that sound, do you, back there?
Well, Henry does.
To hear,
Rizzo page.
to hear what Rizzo would say about all this. Joining us is Jody Do Barbara down in South Philly. Hey, Jody, welcome to the show. Miss you here.
Hey, Dom. Yeah, I couldn't make it. I just had some surgery, so I'm home, but I'm with you in spirit.
Well, thank you, Jody. So, Jody, when we had a rally down in South Philadelphia at Marconi Plaza, the Columbus statue, how symbolic, on the night before election, I thought Trump was going to win. But seeing people, hundreds if not thousands out there in South Philly around this demonstrating, maybe in traffic a little bit, who knew? It was that something special is happening here.
Yeah, it was. These are people that, a lot of people were afraid to come out before. They were Trump supporters in their house. But this time, I think everybody knew that he had to win. And they just came out. They couldn't take it anymore. They couldn't take the dictatorship feeling that we've had for the last 4 years, and they just it was like the night Rizzo won, the big comeback, and in 1991, and I think we all knew he was going to win. It was great. It was wonderful, Dom.
Do you think Frank Rizzo? I remember I've told this, Frank Rizzo and John Wayne approaching each other to shake hands. Who was going to have a firmer grip? Rizzo and Donald Trump. What do you think?
I still think that Rizzo would have had a firmer grip because his hands were like meat hooks.
Yeah, exactly. So, Jody, moving forward in Philadelphia, though, this has to give hope. It's a long, long struggle, but that Trump did this well, not just in South Philly, but in poor neighborhoods, in North Philly and places like that, that the Republican Party, it's a good day. I'm celebrating it. But what the heck? Vince Fennerty, get out of the bar and get out of the Republican Party and let us run things here in Philadelphia so that, as Guy Shiraki, who's with me, Jody, writes, the path to all this goes through Philadelphia.
It did. We kept the numbers down in Philadelphia. That's how you do it. That's what Rizzo did in 1988 with George Bush Sr. That was the last time a Republican won. And I think that people are tired of the woke stuff, and I think half the Democrat Party is tired of the woke stuff. And I think there's a path forward. Maybe not a Republican mayor, but I think we might get some more on city council, some more Republicans before we get a mayor.
Absolutely. Jody, thank you. It's such a pleasure to know you and to be working with you. Guy had something. Yes, Guy.
Hey, hi. Jody and I have known each other forever, and it is so heartening every time I hear you on the radio with Dom or see you in the press to know that you're still fighting, and so glad we're on the same side.
Now, the next big event, and I need you, Jody, on this. George Paquetto wouldn't give it up the other day. Where do you think the Rizzo statue is going to be placed? I need to know.
Well, we want it at Marconi Plaza, but we have to make sure that it's okayed by the city.
That's where the original spot was, and that's where it should be, and I think that's where he would want to be.
Get it all. Don't miss any of it.
You mean right next to Columbus, Rizzo and Columbus. Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll have more on that. That will be a big celebration. Thank you, Jody. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
That is coming up. Everyone that's here in the room and listening, the Rizzo statue, I'm on the committee, and we'll let you know as soon as the city graciously. It's not going to be in Fairmount Park in the middle of some field somewhere. It's not Frank Rizzo. It should be right there in South Philly. Well, it ought to be where it was before. I like it better there. All right, coming up, the man of the hour, Attorney General Dave Sunday is going to join us. And Dave Sunday is the guy who might be able to do something about what's happened over here in Bucks County. We'll get to him next on Talk Radio 1210. But first, Dom's Money Melody. You can play along here in the studio audience here, too. Let's hear it today.
It's Dom's Money Melody.
Dan, what's the backstory?
Oh, I don't have a backstory today. The pressure is all on Henry.
Henry, what's the backstory?
Yeah. So in honor of honoring our Mount Rushmore today of people who helped deliver Pennsylvania to Trump, we are going to honor a specific guest. That would be Linda Kearns. And as it's well documented, Linda Kearns has quite the affinity for Elvis Presley. So today I am going to be playing an Elvis Presley cover. I want to know the name of the band covering the song. Easy enough?
Any clues?
No.
Okay.
Not right now, at least. Hopefully we won't need it.
Okay.
Well, you know I can be found sitting all alone. If you can come around, at least please telephone. But don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Baby, if I made you mad with something I might say.
All right.
Yeah,
name
got enough
that.
there.
And what's the prize today, Henry?
Yeah, the prize here, let me pull that up. Prize today will be a pair of tickets to see the Pennsylvania Philharmonic perform the music of John Williams on December 15th, 2024 at the Zlock Performing Arts Center on the campus of Bucks County Community College.
All right, hit us with that, 855-839-1210, AT&T and Verizon Wireless. Just push pound 1210. Coming up, we'll talk with Dave Sunday, too, the new Attorney General of Pennsylvania. All right, on Talk Radio 1210.
To a heart that's true.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
This is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Are you ready for retirement? Have you prepared everything you need? Well, in Investor Schooling, we will teach you ways to better prepare for your retirement using real estate and the stock market. But you need to learn how to do it right, and that's what we teach. At Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn how to have a better retirement. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now for this Thursday's class at 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right, you can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now. RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
Turn off the financial news and turn on a great retirement. Find out how with Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
There's a chill in the air and the big red bows are on the cars. Make this holiday season a December to remember with a great deal on your new Lexus from Lexus of Cherry Hill. The 2025 Lexus are arriving daily. Over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Lexus of Cherry Hill, now a 7-time J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence winner for the customer sales experience. Visit LexusofCherryHill.com. Lexus of Cherry Hill, family owned and operated.
Are you looking for a place to call home? Say hello to hassle-free home loans with American Heritage Credit Union. Our team will guide you through every step, from pre-approval with mortgage rates lower than the national average to closing. And with the MyCU Home Connection program through American Heritage, you can unlock exclusive benefits, including a $500 lender credit, cash rewards, and discount when you buy or sell a home. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/home connection to learn more. Insured by NCUA. Not a member? Join today. NMLS 433838.
Weather sponsored by Joseph Anthony, Retreat, Spa, and Salon.
It is a pleasant start to the work week with plenty of sunshine today with a high temperature above average at 57. Tonight, clouds on the increase, some showers well after midnight, low 48. And for Tuesday, some early morning showers, then clearing. It'll be mild with a high near 60.
Weather sponsored by Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon. The secret of finishing your holiday shopping with 3 locations, Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City at the Lowe's Hotel. Visit in person or online at josephanthony.com where gift cards are available. That's josephanthony.com.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
It's Dom Money Melody.
Where's all the money gone? Show me the money.
No. All right, it is Dom's Money Melody here on Talk Radio 1210. Let's go to the first guest, Henry, because we have another guest here. Let's just get a guest up here, and let's see if we can get a winner. All right, who is it, Henry?
This will be Jeff in Hatboro.
Jeff in Hatboro. All right, Jeff, how you doing today? Jeff, we miss you here. Who's covering that song, Jeff?
Dom, that is definitely Cheap Trick.
What do you say, Henry? All right, that is correct. In honor of Linda Kearns, Elvis, covered by Cheap Trick. All right, you're the winner today. Let's go to the new Attorney General. Let's bring Dave Sunday back to the show here on Talk Radio 1210. Attorney General-elect, welcome back. Thank you, Dave, for joining us today.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. And, we get sworn in on January 21st, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm just excited to be here with you.
Well, thank you, Dave. Now, we've talked before, and you have a record as a real prosecutor in this office. You made that point during the campaign, and that is, without a doubt, essential, because when you have somebody who's not, it seems that politics become what the office is about, because they're not really someone who has prosecuted real criminals. You've done a lot with fentanyl and everything else in your role as a prosecutor.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you bringing that up. It's critical in today's world that, especially when you're running to be a prosecutor, that you've had that experience. In America, we prosecute crimes. We don't prosecute people. We identify crimes that occurred, and then we investigate it. That's something that I've discovered, obviously, not only as a citizen, but and someone who served in the military, but as a longtime prosecutor. If our communities aren't safe, nothing else matters. And I'm a guy, I've stood in courtrooms and I've looked at juries and I've asked them to return verdicts, putting murderers in prison for the rest of their lives. And so I feel very, very strongly about what I do. I am very passionate about it, and it's just an honor. And I have a tremendous amount of gratitude to be in this position. I thank everyone that voted for me. And I just feel truly blessed. And this is mission-based for me, and I'm excited to get to work.
Dave, one area, and I know you can't talk about specifics of any case or any situation, but in broad terms, I'm out here in Montgomery County. We've had a packed house today of people celebrating what's happened here, this red wave. You're an example, McCormick, and of course Trump. Yes, but in addition to that, Bucks County has become the seat of almost international stuff, thanks to 2 incidents, one of which I think is particularly relevant. 2 incidents with the commissioners, slow walking people trying to vote. But then the Commissioner Diane Marseglia talking about, I know what the law is, but I'm counting these ballots anyhow. I want the court to know that. In broad terms, is that the type of stuff that an attorney general can take a look at? Because so far, there's been no repercussion other than almost universal outrage over it.
Sure. So a couple points I want to make. The first one is with regard to our elections. And I said this during the campaign that, our elections are right to vote. And, the power of our vote is one of the fundamental building block of our democracy. And I understand how absolutely important it is that our votes count, that people can vote. They know their vote's going to count. And at the same time, I understand that the rule of law is what enshrines all of this. And so to that point, what I can say as a citizen who has not been sworn in as the Attorney General yet is that verbiage like that we heard during the course of the last couple weeks is something that really just undermines citizens' belief in the fairness of the process. And in today's world, and I actually campaigned on this because I believe it, when we, let's say me as a prosecutor or any elected official, when they choose to just unilaterally throw out the will of the legislature, for example, then you're really submitting, your belief as one person for that of an entire state that has voted in a way to create laws. Similar with our judicial decisions. Whether you like it or not, decisions from the Pennsylvania Supreme Court are what they are, and they have to be followed, just like any court. And so the precedent that action sets with regard to citizens' behavior and their understanding of how our government functions is unbelievably disappointing and outrageous, to say the least. With regard to whether or not it falls into the realm of the Attorney General or a prosecutor, I don't want to go into that during this conversation. But what I can say legally is, as a prosecutor, we apply the facts of the law, and we have to have a good faith basis to believe we can prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt. And so, that being said, that's a principle that I've utilized as a prosecutor through my entire career, and I will continue to do so as the Attorney General.
Just a parting question again here, and I respect deeply you coming on and actually talking to us about this versus some people who would just, you're skilled at, I hear what you're saying on this. There's no statute of limitations, though, on anything like this, right? If there were any kind of action or any kind of look at it, let's put it that way, this certainly would be within that time frame.
Well, I would hesitate to even go into that. I think that's really, I would hesitate to do that. And I just want you to know, and when I approach my job as Attorney General, I view it, these jobs as prosecutors have to be apolitical. You have to view it through the lens of the rule of law. And you can't say, well, I'm going to do this because of one party or I'm going to do this because of that. Right. That's where, as a nation, we would devolve. And that's something that cannot happen, and that's not something that I would ever do. And so I just wanted to make that very clear. But, to the extent I can discuss issues like this, I certainly would be willing to talk about it.
Absolutely. Well, Attorney General, please, anytime that you'd like to come on, Liz Priate-Havey speaks so well of you and made us aware of you. She's one of our favorites, of course. But we want you to know that. Keep us in the loop. Your job is vitally important. It affects our lives almost second to none. And I know there'll be a lot of other issues, particularly in Philadelphia, that will come up. Anytime that you have something you want to talk about and explain, just tell us.
I'm looking forward to that, and God bless you and all your listeners. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave Sunday.
Bye-bye.
All right, there is the Attorney General. Now, I got to tell you, on a scale of 1 to 10, given everything that's on here, that is something that is necessary for him to say and correct, but I am hopeful that he's going to take a look at this. There's one guy out there. That's what I wanted you to know today, and we're happy here at Talk Radio 1210. Thanks to people like Guy and others and Liz Fried-Habe to bring you Dave Sunday to talk about that. All right, one last guest today. Sean Parnell had a tough duty when he was a captain in Afghanistan. But when he took on the role of getting people to believe in mail-in balloting in Pennsylvania, I think that was equally as difficult. Sean joins us, part of our Mount Rushmore, the 4 people who carried Pennsylvania, in addition to President Trump. Hey, Sean, welcome back to Philadelphia. Thank you for joining us.
To be here.
Well, Sean, people know you. They know all the good stuff that you've done and heard you with us. Wish you could be here with us, but you're in one of those godforsaken counties 5 hours away. So I realize that. But we'll get you here to Philadelphia one of these days. And, Sean, we wanted to congratulate you. We have Linda Kearns here, election integrity, Jim Worthington, who raised all the money, Scott Presler, the voter registration. What was the turning point where we upped the number of people that got it? You got to vote by mail or we're going to lose.
Well, what was the turning point? Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and Scott Presler and Jim and everybody else. I was a very small part of what was, an all-hands-on-deck situation in Pennsylvania, Dom. I mean, I think what people realized from the very beginning this cycle was that, okay, 2022 is in the books, and obviously there was an off cycle in between there. I think people realized all at the same time, something's got to change. If we don't change the way that we fight on the political battlefield, we will likely cede this state to Democrats for a very long time. And I think Jim recognized that. Scott recognized that. And I think Republican chairs, frankly, I think across the state and our Commonwealth did as well. So, I mean, that was a huge deal, by the way. I mean, change was needed. And so we set out very, very early, as I told you on the show last week, after Dave McCormick got out of his primary between him and Dr. Oz, I came to him with just a very bare bones plan and said, this is what we have to do. We've got to fundraise for something like this. It's outcome determinative. If we don't do it, we lose. And so from then, that point forward, all we did was focus on building an infrastructure to rival that of the Democrats, and we did. You asked about the turning point. I guess what I'll tell you is the final, like where we ended up. We ended up raising $16 million for the total effort at Skip the Line. We added a total of 240,430 Republicans to the permanent vote by mail list. That is a huge deal. And Dom, listen to this. This was the very first cycle ever where Republicans added more voters to the permanent list than the Democrats did. Huge deal. And also, we have produced 365,000 first-time vote-by-mail voters, and those 365,000 are the very first voters that we're going to be folding into the program for next cycle to make sure that they get added to the permanent list. So the bottom line is this gives us a floor, basically an Excel spreadsheet of every voter that we need to get out in these off-cycle races and in these midterms. We've got the PA Supreme Court races coming up. This is going to be hugely beneficial to Republicans at every single level moving forward in Pennsylvania. And hopefully what we'll do is turn this state red for a very, very, very long time.
Captain Parnell, thank you. Sean Parnell here on Talk Radio 1210. We got to get to you to Philadelphia. Thank you, Sean. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
All right, that's Captain Sean Parnell. Coming up, we'll close everything out with Jim Worthington, our host today. How are those sandwiches, folks? I don't see too many left, though. They're supposed to. Dan's got some. All right, cap off the NFL week with a chance to win on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins on tonight's game. Anytime touchdown, over rushing yards, over passing, just visit FanDuel.com/Dom to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
You have key decisions to make about your money. Most investors don't beat the market, and neither do the hedge funds, who take a share of your profits. What if there was another way? a way for you to keep total control over your money where the interests were aligned. That's what the exclusive crash-proof retirement system is all about.
Mike Bisaccia from Logan Township, New Jersey. You can't follow the market because nobody can predict it. What you have today could be gone tomorrow. That's the way it works, up and down, and your money goes up and down. That's what led me to see if there was another alternative. Crash-proof retirement gave me that alternative. With crash-proof retirement, the money you make is credited to your account, and that money's yours. No ifs, ands, or buts, no worries. No fees. We had a high point of 13.5%. Once it's credited, it's your money to keep. That's a big deal.
Schedule an appointment by calling 1-800-722-9728 or visit crashproofretirement.com.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
There's a chill in the air. You flip on the heat, and nothing. And why does it always happen right after you've finally gotten cozy? For as little as $13 a month, Oliver will keep your home's heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems in check year-round. And guess what? Membership also comes with yearly inspections, exclusive discounts on repairs and replacements, plus priority emergency service.
Call Oliver for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. Isn't it time to invest in yourself? Well, how about this? Start a PI Dental Center with decades of experience in complex dental treatment, and I've been a patient of PI Dental for 20 years. Dr. Glenn Wolfinger and Dr. Robert Slough, they're board-certified prosthodontists. They specialize in the restoration and replacement of teeth, and PI Dental Center are the originators of the teeth in a day. It's a revolutionary treatment that delivers fixed teeth and implants placed for a dramatic transformation in a mere one day. So visit PIDentalCenter.com. That's PIDentalCenter.com to request your new patient evaluation.
Wawa's hot turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
The Legacy Box Black Friday event starts now. Radio listeners can enjoy reliving their meaningful memories for an insane 65% off.
Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. And during our Black Friday event, there's never been a better time to preserve your past. Legacy Box start at only $27, with savings of over $400 when you digitize your whole collection.
Legacy Box is simple and safe. We digitize everything by hand here in the USA. You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time.
Make the holidays special and shop our best deal of the year. Visit LegacyBox.com to shop our Black Friday event and take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
The Legacy Box Black Friday event starts now. Buy your Legacy Box today and send in when you're ready. That's LegacyBox.com/value to take 65% off. LegacyBox.com/value.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
All right, everyone, the home stretch here. By the way, the lightning round each day is sponsored by Cherry Hill Volvo. Right now, lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. See store for details. They always go the extra mile for their customers because relationships matter at Cherry Hill Volvo. Nice round of applause for our host today, Jim Worthington. This has been spectacular. Thanks to all the people that come out. Jim, final words.
Well, I do want to mention some people that I don't think either got recognized or needed to get a little bit more. First of all, Ashley Wallakevich,
right,
the state party director. I know she got some love earlier, but she implemented the whole Trump Force program across the state. She's amazing. In Bucks County, our own Ava Sherwood over there, she oversaw Bucks County with a little assistance from someone else, but she did a phenomenal job. You know, it's amazing. She's only like 22 years old. It's incredible what she's done with the responsibilities she had. Linda Mitchell, my assistant advocacy director, Nobody's done more in this since 2016 than her. I come up with the ideas, and she does all the work. It's a great partnership. And she is very unsung. And by the way, we'll be heading up Bucks County Votes as the new executive director. We announced that. That'll be our organization that we're going to do in Bucks County. She's going to head that up, and she's going to get some help from her friends like Ellen Cox and Shelley Schwab and some other people that are sitting in the audience. True patriots, those two. Also, I wanted to mention Taylor Antolino Kelly, who works for me, set up the McDonald's event, the infamous McDonald's event. So there are people that I wanted to mention. I know Dan Muser called in earlier today. He was the congressman. He was probably the biggest champion of President Trump in Congress, and certainly in the state of Pennsylvania. Our own Brian Fitzpatrick did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You mentioned Michael Watley called in, Laura Trump. There's so many people, Scott Presler, but it was really a team effort. And let's not forget all the people that knocked on the doors, put in the work, the volunteers that get far too little credit. They're the ones, I get a lot of credit for it, but we're only as good as the people that, march side by side with us, shoulder to shoulder, and they are really special people. So I just want to make sure all our volunteers got mentioned. Appreciate you letting me have that opportunity.
Oh, no problem. Thanks to Jim Worthington. Thank all of you who have come out. There will be more. Think the first 100 days. Think of something special. That's what we're working on next, I'm told, and the inauguration, of course. Richie always next to take you home. What a fabulous day here. Thanks to Guy, Joan Cullen, Linda Kearns, and Scott Presler here. All that. And thanks to Henry back at the station. Talk Radio 1210, Tommy McDonald Engineering. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Hi, Dawn Stensland here. You've heard me talk about Chapman windows, doors, and siding for years now. How much I love